Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Tuesday, October the 12th, 2021. Welcome all to the show here. It's Bruce with Stock Markets with Bruce, live from Palm Desert, California, where it's 5:30 in the morning. We just got through one heck of a night. Serious winds came through here. They warned us. The National Weather Service had been warning the valley here that serious winds are coming, and sure enough, it affected the even affected the ball game in Los Angeles last night. They were getting the winds there through the valley here in Palm Desert, Palm Springs area. Oh, we had all kinds of debris everywhere. Entertaining. In Canada, of course, we take this for granted. I mean, we get blizzards, we get floods, we get everything in Canada. I mean, we have a lot of entertaining weather up there. We get 5,000 miles from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. You're going to get different kind of weather across 5,000 miles. Uh, but here in the valley, here, generally speaking, it's usually quite calm and not quite so violent. But it was serious. This morning, the folks in the sort of the health departments are saying to Californians out here, stay indoors. Don't go out for a morning jog this morning. The air quality is so bad, especially in this area, this valley. The particulates are so fine; they're in the air, and you're better off staying indoors and just staying where it's calm. And don't go outside this morning. It'll take a better part of the day for things to kind of calm down. So we'll heed the advice. We're all good, and we're doing okay here. Life is good in Palm Desert. Welcome all to the show where we try to talk about the stock market in plain English to see what's going on. In plain English, I'm looking at the Dow up 66 points in the pre-market. I've got S&P up 10, NASDAQ up 62. Now, the story that is circulating around in the media this morning, the talk of all financial news networks, really has to do with earnings that will begin tomorrow. The third quarter financials start to come out, and the banks will be the first out of the gate basically tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and then next week we'll get deluged in the next 2-3 weeks now with earnings for everybody with regards to everything. And of course, the big question is for some of the companies out there. Yes, demand is there. Yep, customers want your product. Yeah. Have you been able to deliver it? That's the question. Supply chain worries. I've been talking about supply chain problems now for at least 6 months on this channel. If you are a regular here, you're probably sick and tired of me keeping this up. The media has only started talking about this in the last 30 days in any real respect. You've probably noticed the CNNs of the world and other larger news organizations finally covering the backlog of ships in Los Angeles and other ports sitting there waiting to offload containers because Christmas is coming, and finally they care. They care to cover the story. This has been going on here all summer, all last spring. It is an absolute nightmare. And if you're a shipping company that specializes in container shipments, you had a rough go of it the last year or so because when COVID broke out, countries just shut down, without warning, just shut down. Ports were literally cut off from cruise ships, and the bottom line is that the merchant mariners out there, the merchant marine sail people out there, sailors, they were stuck on these ships for months within sight of the shore. I know in the Philippines, there were thousands of container ship employees stuck on ships. Singapore, Jakarta, Hong Kong, Shanghai, you name it. Wherever there were large container ports, there were workers who were stuck on these ships, and they were not allowed on shore because the governments weren't sure who was safe to come on shore and who wasn't. And they were wondering, well, wherever you guys came from, maybe you brought the virus with you and we don't want you on our shores. No one protecting their best interest. And so once container ships were able to repatriate their employees, A lot of these guys and girls said enough's enough for what you guys are paying me to do this job. I'm just going to stay home. And a lot of people have not come back to work in the shipping container area. They're not interested in taking their jobs back because at any time the U.S. government, the Canadian government, the Mexican government, the Chinese government, you name it, can just shut down the port without any appeal, no notice, no advance warning, and strand tens of thousands of marine workers on board these ships in the middle of nowhere. These folks have had enough. Can you blame them? Can you? I can't blame them. If they were being paid $200,000 a year, and they can afford a nice house for their families and all that, sure, you'll tolerate the stuff to get the job and work the gig. But these folks are, they're given room and board on these ships, and these aren't luxury liners. I mean, these container ships are pretty basic. It ain't pretty, and it's not like these guys get dropped off, at glorious resorts on their around the world travels. You get like 6 hours in port, maybe, and you have enough time to get to maybe a Western Union office, transfer some money. Maybe you can get some. You can buy some new clothing, perhaps. I mean, you haven't got a lot of time to enjoy yourself. You haven't got a lot of money to enjoy yourself either. And it's back to the ship, and you're toiling away 24/7 on these 7-day shifts because ships at sea are vulnerable to the conditions of the ocean. In any event, a lot of companies out there are having huge supply chain problems. It just continues on and on. It's bad enough that in, say, a place like China, you have factories now who have unreliable electric power to stay functional. You have a supply problems between factories in China and outside of China to work the just-in-time manufacturing system that has been perfected over the last 30, 40 years. That's broken down. Then once the product is produced in a China factory, packaged, then it is shipped to the container ship company, and they can't get it anywhere. They can't get it on a train, a truck, to the port, onto a ship, over to where it's supposed to go to, off the ship, onto a train, onto trucks, to distribution centers. I mean, it's just a logistical problem after the other, after the other, after the other. And in some cases, you have Chinese factories who are actually just making parts for other factories that are doing final assembly, perhaps in the United States or in Germany or in the Netherlands or in the UK. And so you have all these parts from all over the world coming into a factory to do final assembly, and 80% of the parts are arriving on time and 20% aren't. And the entire factory is kilter. It's off kilter, completely screwed up. This is the supply chain problem. It is a nightmare. And we're getting ready for third quarter financials, where companies are going to come out, company after company will likely come out and say, business has never been better. We have never had advance orders like we have advance orders now for our merchandise. Record high backlog of business. That's the good news. The bad news is we haven't been able to deliver, you know, our product on time. We're at 93% efficiency. Sounds good. You know, if I got 93% on my assignments in school, I could have probably gotten a serious career going. I might not even be here. I might not even be in front of you. Only because I was a loser in school. Am I here with you guys today? That's possibly how it worked out. Anyway, you have a company, a public company, that delivers 93% of their results. They miss by 7%. You have a stock down 20% the next day. You have a market that's crapping out because a lot of stocks are priced to what we call perfection. And you may have heard that phrase before. You may not have heard that phrase before. Priced to perfection. This is where you have a stock that's trading at a level, a very high PE multiple on anticipation of continued stellar financial results. And if you miss the number by 1%, half a percent, a quarter of 1%, you indicate that maybe next quarter we might be 99% as good as we thought we were. The street will look at that and amplify it and call it an out and out unmitigated disaster. And the stock will now drop 30%, 40% in price because it was priced to perfection. It was priced at a level that it could never, that the company could never deliver to. Well, they don't say that they don't say that in Wall Street, but that's truly what it is. You'll get a stock trading at a price that it can never hold, will never attain, because the company cannot exceed the projections that Wall Street has put on companies. Now, a lot of companies that are publicly traded, they'll come out and say, look, we're not giving you guidance. We used to give you guidance. We used to predict. We used to try to guess how the next quarter is going to go. We used to say, like, last quarter we made $1.05 a share. This quarter we think we can make $1.10 a share. Companies have given up on this game because they figured out that if they say they're going to earn $1.10 a share, the street says, oh no, they're actually going to earn $1.15 a share because they're sandbagging us. They're giving us a low number so they can easily beat it. We think it's going to be 115. And then the company comes in at 114 and says, hey, we said it would be 110. We delivered 114. Isn't that great? And the street says, yeah, but we figured you'd be making 115. You missed your projections by a penny. You're a loser. A stock's down 30%. Now, this is frustrating for shareholders. You can imagine for management that are heavily dependent on stock options to make their ends meet. This is where they make most of their upside for retirement. They get these stock options where they can buy a bunch of stock from Treasury at 15% below the average price of the stock for the last quarter, and it's been trading at perfection, and now it's down 30% from perfection, and their options are out of the money. They can buy all the stock they want from the treasury of the company and immediately be down 15% for the last year's work that they put in. They're kind of going, why am I putting out like this? Why am I working so hard for this company when at the end of the day my options are so highly priced I can't even make money on my stock options, and yet we're making all kinds of money for the company. The company's making all kinds of additional cash. We're growing the business, we're growing sales, growing net earnings. The company makes more money, and yet the executives don't. That's where you get people walking. And so lately, what's happened in the last year or so is companies have out and out said, we're not giving projections. We're not going to give you projections because we can't give you projections. We can't tell you what supply problems we're going to have between Shanghai, Hong Kong, Jakarta, Bangkok, Tokyo, LA, St. Louis, New Orleans, Miami, New York. We can't tell you. We have no idea what the problems are. So we're not going to do projections. We're going to completely leave it out, and we're just going to report our financials when it's time to report our financials. And like it or leave it. And of course, stock pickers and stock analysts don't like that because stock analysts, they want to say to their investors, like SoFi yesterday, they want to say to their followers, here at Morgan Stanley, we think SoFi Technologies can make a whole pile of money. We think the company can grow dramatically in the next 2 years, and we're calling the stock a $25 stock. They want to base that on some hard evidence of numbers. But when a company doesn't play ball and doesn't hand out the numbers, doesn't hand out projections, doesn't concur or doesn't even argue what projections are being put out there for the company, makes the analyst kind of puts them out there on the end of a limb, and they're kind of going, we might be guessing here. This doesn't look good for us. Investors want to know, hey, if you're any good as a stock analyst, you should be able to tell me how this company is running, and give me a reasonable expectation of what the next 3 to 6 months should look like. I mean, it's not like this company's going out of business in the next 90 days. I mean, come on, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. Tell me what they're up to. Uncertainty is not good for the markets. Not a good thing. So we have earnings season starting tomorrow. the Dow, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ index, they're all eagerly watching. All the analysts are watching to see just how these numbers come in. Now, personally, The pattern has been the same now for almost three straight quarters, almost a year. The pattern has been that stocks have traded higher on a high PE multiple based on expectations of better earnings. Companies come in with better earnings. Some companies are praised for it. Some companies are criticized for it because it's not enough. Sometimes it's better than we thought, and others they go, yeah, it's better than last year, but it's not enough. We thought you could do more than this. The companies' arguments are, hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic here. We have certain countries where it's under control, certain countries where it is not. We have these variants coming around that are just knocking everything out of kilter here. Even the airlines were expecting by now business travel to have returned more or less to normal, because if anyone can afford to take care of their top employees, it's the kind of companies that can afford to send executives on business class flights to very important meetings. These executives would get inoculated. They would have very expensive healthcare plans, and so on. But they're not traveling. Not even these guys are traveling. These guys are not traveling, and a lot of executives are saying to their employers, "You're not. I'm not going on a plane for you. No, 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 no. I know you're paying me $200,000 a year, $240,000 a year. I'm paying me $20,000 a month to be the VP of operations for blah, blah, blah. But I'm not flying to Jakarta for meetings. I'm not flying to Rio de Janeiro for meetings. I am not getting on an airplane to Cincinnati, Ohio. No, I'm not doing it. I'll do Zoom calls because my wife and my children and my family members are not interested in having me come back from a foreign trip of 6, 8, or 12 days where I've met hundreds of people and been exposed to who knows how many others. And even the bellhop at the hotel that I stay in might be the one person that is not inoculated that I ran into, that I've, talked to for a bit, take my bags, do this, do that. And I caught the virus from that person. Never going to be able to trace this person, never going to be able to trace this disease. And I'm bringing this back to my house. That's not happening. I got a $2 million home in the Hamptons, $4 million home in Manhattan. I'm not coming back from these locations with this in my system that I don't even know I have, and now I'm handing it to my well-to-do family. I'm not gonna. No, not gonna. I'll do Zoom calls. And so the world is upside down. Earnings season. We come back to earnings season. These corporations were thinking, well, we would be sending our top people out for these meetings to nail down these contracts to further our business, and these people are balking at that. They're not interested in doing it, and they'd rather do Zoom calls. But because everyone else is doing Zoom calls, it's situation normal. It's now acceptable to not travel for the company. Screwing up airlines like you can't believe. I mean, their budgets are blown out of proportion. Hotel budgets are blown out of proportion. How many hotels in the last 15 years have you heard of where any of you who do any kind of corporate travel, you know what I'm talking about. You used to travel to a Radisson hotel or a Marriott, and there'd be a 30-story tower in whatever city you're going to, and your travel agent or your secretary or your assistant and travel agent would book you in a room. Then in the last 15 years, they started booking you in what's known as the executive suite. They would take 5 floors of the hotel from maybe floor 20 to floor 25, those 5 floors, not the very top, but very close to the top. They would make that, they have a lobby on the 20th floor just for the business group. So you wouldn't be handling the riffraff on the ground floor. You wouldn't be surrounded by those people. Oh no, you're only going to be on the 20th floor in the lobby there to check in and out of your room. And then you have on that floor a restaurant or a bar and a business center. And then you've got 4 floors of executive suites. And there might be exclusive access to a pool, jacuzzi, health club, workout room. Again, no exposure to everybody else, including the tourists. Those hotels who did that, they spent millions per property to customize these places. These floors are canyons. You can hear echoes going down these floors. I mean, there are no business executives staying in these units. Who's going to travel for business in the first place and then use these rooms? Nobody. And so the hotels are really up against it. They've got these fancy schmancy business suite rooms that aren't being rented at top corporate dollar because that's what they used to get. There were no sales. There's no deal on the corporate floor. You paid top dollar. But those days, that's over. So our friends at Marriott and Hilton and any other publicly traded hotel group out there, their numbers aren't coming in. So the airlines aren't coming in with numbers. The hotels aren't coming in with numbers. Of course, all the spin-off businesses all around this business are just getting crushed. Taxi drivers, Uber drivers, restaurants, office supply companies, on and on it goes. They're all staying at home. These folks are all staying at home doing their business from their houses. On we go. Downtown Manhattan, downtown Philadelphia, Dallas, Houston, LA, Seattle, you name it. These office towers, many of them are running on fumes right now. I know Calgary, Alberta, where I'm from, oil and gas country, 30% vacancy in downtown Calgary, have been now for 5 years. There was an oil problem before, and now there's a COVID problem and an oil problem. Of course, oil's a little better now, but not enough to recover. We have got a lot of publicly traded and a lot of pension fund financed office towers that are not performing anywhere near what they should be performing. Which brings me to China. You've heard me mention China from time to time. Brings me to China. Finding out more info as the days go by. Evergrande has apparently missed another round of payments on other bonds. It's now spreading to other real estate companies in China. This is not going away. A story is that the number one investment the Chinese make, the average Chinese saver makes in China, is real estate. That is the golden objective of many a Chinese national, is to literally own a piece of real estate in your family name. This is what it's all about, because it's intergenerational. It goes from from grandma to child to grandchild, on it goes. And apparently, a whole bunch of Chinese property holders have realized in the last 3 months, oh my God, we're upside down. We owe more on our condo than we paid for it. We can't get, if we tried to sell it, we can't get what we owe on it. We're going to be stuck paying the payments on this one condo, 5 condos, 15 condos, however many we're involved with. And some families have pooled their assets together. So grandma, grandpa help the kids help the grandkids. I mean, real estate is king, so everyone is going to get their own place. You have families with 8, 10, 12 condos within the family collective. Every one of them is upside down. Unless it's owned by cash, you don't have equity. And there are a number of folks out there who have literally borrowed money against their condo, their home, to help their children buy their home. And so you've got this double, triple, quadruple whammy going on here, where cousins and aunts and uncles and all these other relatives are interdependent on each other to help fund the housing situation. China knows it. China encourages it, because China knows the boys in Beijing that run the whole show, the mob. These guys know that if you're tied to your house, financially, that's going to be your number one place you're going to put money. You're always going to make your mortgage payment. And you're going to work hard to keep the mortgage payment going. As a matter of fact, the harder economically it is, you'll get a second job to hold on to your house, which means you haven't got time to demonstrate in the streets about how repressive the Communist Party is. You haven't got time to complain about the Communist Party. You're too busy trying to make money holding on to the house that is near and dear to you and all your family members. And so you have Chinese out there, Chinese nationals out there, who are working their tails off 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to hang on to their apartments, condos, you name it. And they're realizing, we're working our butts off here, and we bought this thing for $250,000, whatever the currency is. It's only worth $150,000. It's not like it's down 5% and it'll come back. No. We're off half the money. So we paid 250 for this place. It's worth 125, and we owe 220 on it. uh, we have to come up with 100,000 equivalent dollars just to break even on this place. And they're building these towers all around us. There are cranes everywhere building out thousands of these condo towers in the country, 40 stories, 50 stories each and more, to keep people employed. The problem is that once these towers are finished, there's no one to move in them because they can't sell any more to anyone else. There are no more buyers. Chinese have bought all they can buy. The only way you're going to get more Chinese buyers of these condos is if you create a larger middle class. You're taking 1.3 billion people. You have 300 million middle class now. You're trying to add another 300 million middle class in the next 20 years so that they can buy up the buildings that are being built now for these people. It's a race, and the problem in China is that it's not working out with a fully controlled economy and media like the mob has in Beijing. They can control the message. The problem is they can't control the inventory, and they're having trouble controlling the dollars. And Chinese are very savvy people. They're not silly. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. And a lot of family members are going, whoa, we were going to buy. We were going to buy another 5 condos this year for our family investments and everything else. Even though we aren't using them, we'll just rent them out to people and bring in income. We're not buying any more condos. We're going to pay down the debt on our existing condos because we've got to figure out which condos can we hang on to versus what condos could we possibly lose if we get called on the loan. Because after all, if a condo is valued by a bank at $150,000 and you owe $225,000 on it, having paid $250 for it, you got to come up with this equity or you're going to lose the house. And of course, you got 5 or 10 or 15 condos within the family, all being leveraged everywhere. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to zero in on the condos you own the most of. So grandma and grandpa's condo, we own 80% of that one, and we owe 70% of this one, and 60% of that one, and 50% of that one. We're going to pay those off first, so that even though grandma and grandpa's condo is only worth 150,000 versus 300,000 what it was worth at one point, we own it. We're going to pay it off in full so that it has no liens against it. Then we're going to zero in on number 2 and number 3. And as long as we can keep doing that, we'll keep playing the bank off on the heavily leveraged condos because they don't want them back. After all, what bank wants a condo back that you owe $200,000 on that's only worth $150,000? Banks don't want that condo back. So you're going to knock off, as a family collective, the condos you owe the most of, so that the 15 condos you're juggling, 5 you own in a year. You own them. Now you're working on the next 5 to own them and bring their leverage down. You might sacrifice the last 5 condos and let them go. I don't know what the bankruptcy rules are in China. I have no idea how that works. I don't know how this goes against a family collective. I have no idea. But I can see every Chinese national thinking for themselves, not thinking for the good of the Communist Party, thinking for themselves, how do we protect ourselves against this mess? Now, the family as a whole will work their butts off to zero in on cousin so-and-so's condo, and we'll pay $5,000 a month towards that condo to eventually own it. But it might take us a year to get there. We're 60,000 upside down on this thing, and we can put 5 a month into it, but it's going to take a year. The bank's going to have to take that deal. The bank will take that deal. They'll take that deal because they have no choice. Otherwise, they're going to just add another condo to their 5 million condo inventory. They don't want to do that. It's a mess over there. It's an absolute mess. Energy production, China, suspect, in trouble. Factory reliability, suspect, in trouble. Supply chain economic problems in China, very suspect, very much in trouble. Continuing on, this is not a China problem. We think it is. We get told it is. You're going to hear from all kinds of experts. Oh, it's just a China problem. It's a domestic problem. Forget about it. It's not domestic. It's international. It's going to spread. Because if China can't deliver goods on time and reliably, That's going to foul up all kinds of European and North American entities as well, because we are all becoming interrelated here. And this is going to cause more and more issues. We'll watch it. I'll tell you, we'll watch it. The markets are trying to ignore it. They're trying to move on. The media is trying to ignore it. The media is sort of trying to tell you out there that what you should be worried about is domestic inflation in the United States, interest rate fluctuations in the United States, and how the markets are doing and whether stocks are fair priced or not. What they're not saying is companies like Costco are addicted to China imports, Target addicted, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Staples, every clothing manufacturer, every clothing retailer in the United States is addicted to imports from Bangladesh, from India, from Pakistan, from Sri Lanka, the Indonesian market, Philippines market. Every retail organization of any note that has its own in-house brands, like our friends at Dick's Sporting Goods, or in Canada, the Canadian Tire Organization, they get their clothing made under house name brands, like Sears used to do. Sears used to have clothing, Sears clothing, made in Pakistan or Bangladesh by slave labor. And it would be brought in by the container load, and you could bring in a you can bring in a sweatshirt like this for $2.20 landed, and you could then retail it for $39.99 by putting a Cal State logo on it, or putting on a Oakland Raiders logo on it. You could now retail this thing for ridiculous money. The profit margins were massive. These outfits, from home supplies to accessories to clothing to everything else, the United States, Canada, and Europe, we are addicted to third world imports at third world prices. And we as consumers are still paying first world prices for many of these clothing items that truly cost 1/10 to make than what we pay for them, because we have the money. It's just the way it is. It's just, you can afford it. That's how much people are going to charge you for it. These supply chain problems are real, and they're spreading. And if Home Depot cannot bring in 10% of their merchandise on time and on budget, it's going to foul up their numbers. It's going to foul up their cash flow numbers, and they're going to report, a 97% success rate on how much money we made. But the street's going to go, that means you missed by 3, and your stock is priced to perfection. That could be an issue. Folks at Apple, right here, they're in the same problem. They got the same problem as anyone else. These items here are made for $50 to $100 a piece. That's all it costs Apple to make this thing. These retail for between $600 and $1,200 a piece, depending on how and where you buy them. If they're off by as little as 3% on shipping, if your delay is, instead of 3 weeks, it's 7 weeks, or instead of 4 weeks, it's 10 weeks, you're upset. And they miss their projected sales by just that much. Apple shares are affected. It's just the way it's going to be. Now, Apple could say, hey, it's happening to Samsung too, and it's happening to everybody else, so we're not an outlier. It's just, this is the new normal. Well, then there'll be an adjustment in the market, and then there'll be a new normal in the market. But we might be a new normal 20% lower. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what if it did? Something for us we have to watch. We have to really be aware of the outside, what's happening in the outside world here. Sure, Apple can avoid the problem of having 1 million iPhones sitting on a ship in Long Beach Harbor. They can avoid that problem. How? They charter 747 jumbo jets to literally as freighters to fly the phones in. Because when you can fly in this thing in a small Apple box, a plane might have 20,000 of them at a time, or 30,000 of them at a time, whatever the number is. Sure, a boat has 100 times as many, obviously, but or should I say a ship? But when in a pinch, you can fly these in, and if your shipping costs go from 10 cents a phone to 80 cents a phone to fly them in, you'll pay it, because you're getting $1,100 a phone at the counter. On the trade in your old phone deal, do the math. You're paying through the nose to get a new phone. For Apple, it works. For other companies, it does not. You want to bring in washers and dryers, you can't fly them in on 747s economically. You have to ship them in by ship. You can't. You can't. No. Cars. You can't fly in cars from China pre-made. No, no. You want to spend 10 grand more for a car delivered? No, it's not going to happen. They have to come over by ship, and they come over by gigantic container ship, and they are driven onto the ship and driven off the ship into gigantic parking lots in various spots in the United States. That's how that will continue to work. The problem, though, will be that car companies will bring in product at a percentage level that is below target, and that will screw up the numbers. And again, anyone that's priced to perfection will feel the price. So it all depends on what you invest in and what you're following and what kind of risk levels you have. But you have to be realistic on what is happening economically going forward. When will it all end? I would say that as soon as we reach 99% vaccination numbers, this variant will be under control, like polio, like the measles, like smallpox. Unfortunately, globally, that is not going to happen. There are countries that will not even get to 50% inoculation because they just don't have the money, the distribution system, they're corrupt. Those in power will make sure that they're covered and all their pals and cronies are covered, but their population they couldn't give a crap about because they're just slaves. Human life has no value. And then there's the rest of us in the G20. And in the G20, unfortunately, we do business with countries like this, which means we keep intermingling with these people, and so that the variant will never go away. But the reality for the rest of us is that as long as the vaccination rates stay around 80% in North America and in Europe, this COVID will never go away. It will never cease to be a problem for the rest of our lifetimes. It will never go away and will always be a factor. And we will always have to deal with masking and social distancing. And we're going to get the surprise announcements from time to time that a relative of ours got ill and died quickly out of left field because many of us refuse to buy into the program. And that's just the way it is. And as long as we have governors like DeSantis in Florida and what's his name in Texas standing in the way of a federal mandated program where taxpayers are being given free inoculation, free of charge, you can get inoculated. And governors are standing in the way of that and forcing companies to, in effect, to outlaw a company to have its employees vaccinated under the guise of freedom. This virus will never be gone. And so the perpetuation of this mess continues, which means the perpetuation of the U.S. economy firing on 7 of 8 cylinders will continue. The perpetuation of poor regions in the United States staying poor will continue. There will be areas of the USA that travel agents will privately tell you, do not go there. It won't be a public thing. It won't be like a mandate, from the CDC. It'll just be a known fact that many business people and many tourism operators will, in effect, avoid certain regions of the United States and Canada and elsewhere as being too dangerous to go to because of the chance you might catch the virus. Just the chance, which is really unfortunate because it doesn't have to be that way, but it is that way. And I kind of wonder, recoveries like the cruise business, can it happen? Can cruise lines fully recover? I don't think so. I don't think cruise lines will be able to fully recover back to 100% occupancy. I have a feeling that a lot of people who would love to take a cruise, who've been loyal cruisers for decades, are those who are elderly, who have underlying conditions, but they got the money to go on a cruise. They won't go on a cruise because their doctors will tell them, you're not going. Their insurance companies will say, you're not covered. If you have an underlying condition, a respiratory issue, you're not going on a cruise ship. There is no way in hell you're going on a cruise ship, which means you're not getting on the plane. You're not taking the hotel. You're not renting a car. You're not going to restaurants, pre-cruise, during cruise, the post-cruise holiday. All that is thrown out the window. You're now going to go to where it's safe for you to go in conditions that it's safe for you to go, which is an upending of the entire travel economy of North America. Europeans coming to the United States, severe restrictions. Americans going to Europe, severe restrictions. You can get the shots, you can get the vaccines, you can test negative. It's great. But you're going to get to Zurich, or you're going to get to Paris, you're going to get to London, you're going to get to Frankfurt, wherever you're going to get to. And when you get there, you're going to have to wear the masks. You're going to have to follow the virus the protocols, because it didn't go away, and it's not going to go away. This virus is with us now forevermore from where I sit, because 20% of us won't get vaccinated no matter what. No matter what. And there is the shame of it. General Dwight Eisenhower in the 50s put out a call to the nation. Get vaccinated for polio. We have the vaccine. We have the vaccine to defeat polio, which has been killing our kids, destroying families in the United States since the 20s. One of our presidents had polio. He was in a wheelchair. We have a cure for polio. America rallied around their general, who won the Second World War with them, and they went ahead, and America got inoculated, and it became a national pride campaign. It defined being an American, to defeat polio, because we can do it. This virus here, there ain't no national pride like that. There's some 80% of Americans are patriots, 20% aren't, but they claim they are, but the virus wins. And that's the beauty of the virus's side. If you're on the side of the virus, if you're the virus, you have an easy time of it. You couldn't care less what one person's politics are, beliefs, freedom thoughts, voting record. Who cares? A virus just wants to survive as a virus. There are at least 20% of Americans eligible for the vaccine that aren't getting it. The virus is having a splendid time staying alive and perpetuating and evolving into a more deadly strain every 6 months. It'll get to the point, possibly, that in the next 3 to 5 years, there won't be a vaccine to stop it anymore. It could be that deadly. And opportunity lost for I don't know how many millions of people globally. I have no idea. Of course, the freedom fighters call it fake news. And so there you have it. The reality is the markets are about to reflect another quarter of potential underperformance of an economy. The US economy, the Canadian economy, the European economy, whatever you want to do it. We're about to be shown, I guess, the effects of how financial markets react when economies can't run at 100% efficiency. Never had this problem before. We've really never had this problem before. So world wars have interrupted supply chain problems and so on. But we've always found a way around it, and then the national cause has always been there. But this time, there is no national cause. There is no national rallying call here. You're on your own. Everyone's saying you're on your own. And we're going to find out in this next few weeks, this latest quarter, how it's going to go. And then in 3 months from now, we're going to find out the next quarter, how it's going to go. And I can tell you that in 3 years from now, it'll be the same thing. When I'm now 69, if I'm still alive, we'll be talking about the third quarter of 2024. And the supply chain problems will still be front and center, because it's not going away. It is not going away. It could go away. We have the ability to make it go away. We don't want to pay the price. And so there it is. Welcome to a lovely day here in Palm Desert, California. What can I say? The stock market's showing green this morning. We've got the Dow up 40 points. We have S&P up 7, NASDAQ up 48. They could be 10 times as good, but they won't be because, again, there's this uncertainty situation floating around. I don't know. I just sense that every election cycle coming up, the blame will be on those who are in power, and those who aren't in power will say, when I come in, we'll make it better. They won't make it better. They'll be voted out in the next election cycle, which means uncertainty every election cycle, which is costing billions of dollars in confidence in the economy. And you're going to have continued unsettled performance. And welcome to the new normal. This is it. What can I tell you? It is what it is. SoFi is down a dime today at 18.29. The good news about SoFi, the very good news about SoFi, is that they don't have physical branches. They're not going to open up 5,000 branches across the United States, staffed with between 15 and 30 people each, where you have to walk in with a mask, where you have to prove you've been inoculated, where the employees have to be inoculated. SoFi isn't going to do that. SoFi is a virtual bank. They are a fintech company. They're in the cloud. Um, the good news is that this is the way forward for most of us, because many of us do not want to go into a physical bank branch anymore to stand in line, 15th in line with five tellers, and then watching teller number four go for her bathroom break, and then watching number three go and ask her manager something, and nobody filling in the rest of the spot. We don't want to do that anymore. We would rather sit and wait on hold with this. While we're listening to that hold music, we can play video games to pass the time, or we can text our best friend or mom or dad to pass the time. And then when it's our turn, we'll finally get looked after. SoFi is in this business. This is their business. SoFi is in the right place at the right time going forward for the next 20 to 40 years. You couldn't have asked for a better scenario than an online bank with all the services being offered online. You couldn't ask for anything better. SoFi is going to do very, very well. The shares, do not be surprised if the shares actually go higher today. After they had a good day yesterday, they'll probably go even higher today, because the street is figuring out, oh my gosh, the Bank of Americas are going to get crushed. Wells Fargo are going to get crushed. All these banks with branches and physical employees in small town America, they're going to get crushed. Medium-sized cities and larger cities, they're going to get crushed. These guys, these SoFi guys, are going to clean up. They're going to absolutely clean up. Matterport, having a good morning. It's up 51 cents right now to 20.06. Here's Matterport right now. I don't know if you can see that. There it is, 20.06 right there. Hasn't traded a lot, 8,000 shares, but it's up 51 cents to 20.06. Perfect company at the perfect time. They digitize real estate. I mean, holy moly macaroni. In a time where people don't want to be in physical real estate, but they need to deal with it. For example, you're an insurance provider and you offer fire insurance, you offer property insurance, you offer business interruption insurance, you offer all kinds of insurance. You can't right now send people from your office to these locations because of the virus. They won't go. You can't afford to send your employees. This is what it's coming to. This is the future, okay? The immediate next 6 months in future, I'm going to show you, all right? You run an insurance company, okay? And you have to send people to warehouses and to retail locations and to people's homes and offer insurance. But you can't send people to these locations because your provider of insurance for health insurance for your employees, they won't cover your employees if they go to other people's businesses in person because of the variants, the viruses. Because as they get more nasty, the chances are that your employees might get ill. And if they get ill, they're going to be in the hospital. Now, let's hope they survive, and they probably will, but they might survive after a week in intensive care or two. The cost is $200,000 per person per case. Your insurance provider is going to say to you, you can't send people to your own customers' businesses anymore and be insured. The only way you can go is if they're uninsured. What employee is now going to say, oh, I'll go to Joe Schmuck's welding shop so and so, where there's 35 guys up there, and I have no idea if they've been vaccinated or not. I don't know how many anti-vaxxers are in that shop or not, but I'll go to write up a policy that might make me a commission of $800 a year. They're not going. Their employees aren't going. So, how do you insure a business you can't see? You Matterport it. You get it done through Matterport. So, you hire an independent contractor. You're still hiring a human being to go, but it's not your human being. It's a contractor who sets up a camera in the middle of the shop and does the 360 at various locations. They might do it on a Sunday when the shop is closed so that the manager lets them in and they go into an empty shop and they now do the Matterport scanning of the entire facility, front, back, inside, outside, everything. And that information is now relayed to the insurance company so that they can measure the distance between the fire hydrant over here and the fire exit over there. And they can see the equipment over here, and they can figure out what kind of insurance coverage they can offer this company without sending a human being into harm's way. This is the future, and it is happening now. I'm sorry to say, the world is not standing still, and it's going back to normal. It's not. We're not going back to normal. And so Matterport will thrive, will absolutely thrive going forward because the lack of interhuman being interaction is what Matterport is perfect for. You can study a property from afar and you don't have to be there. You don't have to breathe the other person's breath. Unbelievable to think how this world is changing so quickly. Unbelievable. Other stories coming out, like, let's say, Rocket Lab. They came out this morning with an announcement. They're picking off, buying one of their, I think they're buying a partner of theirs, a business partner of theirs, some kind of a software satellite tracking company. Good news. Last week, I was telling you that Rocket Lab was supposed to crash to $8 to $10 a share. There were reports coming out from Rocket Lab after it had a really good run last week. The next day it went back down, and the story is we're going to see the stock reach $8 to $10 because free trading stock is coming up. It's the death knell. And what does Rocket Lab do? They start announcing new announcements, new contracts with NASA, and now they've announced another contract. They're taking over another company. That it's a 40-something million dollar deal. It's not a massively rich deal, but it's just another what I would call a vertical integration move by Rocket Lab. Pardon me, to further themselves forward. The stock's up 15 cents in the pre-market at 14.20. It's not going to $8 a share. These companies don't care what you think their stock is going to do. They don't care. They can't care. That's not their job. Their job is to grow themselves, become more profitable, become larger. That's why they went public. They didn't go public to then fight with their own shareholders or analysts out there about what their stock is going to do. They went public to become publicly traded companies and grow their business, their footprint. And they're going to do it no matter what analysts think, what some guy in a den in Palm Desert thinks their stock is going to do. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. They care about themselves. The bottom line is that management of these companies are going to get richer if they deliver a bottom line return for their companies. And one way to do it is to grow and expand themselves. That's one way you grow your money. You can either organically grow your business or you can acquire growth and grow your business. And this is what Rocket Lab is up to right now. Spire is up to the same thing. Spire has taken over a Canadian-based public company. They are going to grow themselves as well, and they can't care what a bunch of morons are doing, shorting the bejesus out of Spire stock. They can't be caught worrying about that. It's not their shtick. Their shtick is we're going to grow our company, and we're going to grow our company to the point where the street will not be able to ignore any longer our progress. And our shares will reflect that. Now, at this moment in time, while I'm sitting here talking to you with 5 minutes to go before the opening, Spire's at 610 a share. It's ridiculous sitting here. It's artificially sitting here. Should be 1610 a share, but it's sitting at 610. How long it'll sit here, I don't know. When it moves, I don't know. How far, how fast, I don't know. But I can tell you, based on my old experience from the 70s, oh, this is going to go. This is going to go the other direction. It's being held here artificially by some morons who have shorted this thing. But they're going to get caught with their pants down. It's only a matter of time. Hear me now and believe me later is the famous words from Hans and Franz, Saturday Night Live, the bodybuilders. Hear me now and believe me later. This thing's going to go. It's at 610 a share, and it is ridiculously cheap. The company probably has $4 a share cash in its bank account. Cash. More takeovers are coming. More acquisitions are coming. Corporately, these guys are fine. They're doing just fine. The space business is hot. You all know this. You're following me. You know how popular space stocks are. Hot. These guys are in the space business. They're always in the space business, whereas those who launch rockets are only in the space business when they launch rockets. These guys are always in the space business because they manage satellites that are in space. Once you launch a satellite and it's good for 30 years of life, you need someone to manage that thing for 30 years. That's where these guys come in. These guys will never be without work, ever. They will always be working the data flow and information sharing between satellites, and the creation of a cloud network computing system, satellite to satellite. That's where these guys are coming from. This company's upside is limitless. The street has no idea. The street has not a clue what is coming. They will. They will. The question is, will you be around when the street figures it out? Because when it does figure it out, you're the ones going, woo-hoo. One, I'm glad I listened to Bruce and I bought this stuff. Two, I should have bought more. Those will be your two comments when this thing takes off. You're going, I did not buy this. Why not buy all I could get? What was I thinking? It's all right. I forgive you. It's okay. Welcome to the show. It is now 6:27. We're 3 minutes away from opening, I believe. Thank you all for popping in here. Hanging out with yours truly, Uncle Bruce. Another day in paradise here in Palm Desert, although I have to say we were windy last night, and the air quality, they say, is not so great this morning. I'm staying indoors, though, to protect myself. So is Jen. We're fine. It's all good. They say by this afternoon it'll all be back to normal. We'll be okay. And I say, great. Thank you. I say also, those of you who are here watching this show, if you're just casually watching, listening to me spout off, as an old man sometimes does, I welcome you, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you're finding it more agreeable than disagreeable. It's not all perfect. I do what I can. Thank you for hanging out with yours truly. If you're just hanging out, please consider becoming a subscriber to this channel. If you're not a subscriber already, would love to have our subscriber count growing up again. Also, those of you who are subscribers and you're just casually watching, if you have become a member of this channel, you have noticed beside your name, you have a bagel. You got a bagel beside your name, because that's how this game works around here. Everyone who becomes a member of this channel automatically gets a logo beside their name with a different colored bagel. And that means, of course, you're eligible to comment on this show during market hours. And you can ask me questions about your portfolio or what you're doing or some of the options you're writing or you're thinking about trading. And I'll do the best I can to answer them for you. That's one of the privileges of being a member of this channel. And please consider becoming a member of this channel, because members are the backbone of this channel's existence. Without members, I wouldn't be here. And I thank all of you who are members already, who have been members now for over 6 months. Some of you now have these 6-month bagel colors. It's incredible. Love you for that. Please consider becoming a member and joining the gang here. You get to use a bunch of emojis, which right there, just using this emoji right here, this one emoji, the neat emoji, has a magical effect on the markets. It can make stocks go up incredibly. I dare you to prove me wrong. I think that these neat emojis are absolutely dynamite. The power of the knee to move a market is truly remarkable. And I thank you all for participating. Larry is telling me the bells are ringing in Wall Street, and Larry Titus would never lie to me. I mean, this is a guy that'll sends me a Yoko Ono album unsolicited. You know, he's not lying. He's serious. The man is serious. The bells are ringing. We're open now, and welcome to the show. Welcome to the markets. I hope you get much richer today than you were yesterday. If I've had anything to do with it, I say yay. I'll take all the credit and none of the blame. How about that? I'm your friend. I'm your pal. Through thick and thin, I'm your pal. Welcome one, welcome all. We're just starting with trading now. Let's see what it's looking like here. The clapping has happened and we're up and running. What's going on here? We've got the Dow up 66 points, I guess, and we've got S&P up, what, 10 and a half? NASDAQ looks like it's 43 points better. Rocket Lab is 14.12 at the moment, up 7 cents. SoFi at this moment is showing $18 on the nose. 1.78 million traded, was as low as 1792, now 1798. We'll see how it wants to settle in. I wouldn't be surprised if the first 15 minutes we kind of work through our little, blob of stock at SoFi and then go higher. Could $20 a share be in the cards today? Yes, it could. It really could for SoFi. Will it happen? That's anyone's guess, but SoFi will go higher, not lower eventually. Overall, no question about it. Rocket Lab 14.10, SoFi 18. GameStop up $1.10 or so at 179.20. Matterport up 31 cents to 1986. 23andMe up 2 cents. Smart Rent still at 12.43. I don't know if we've traded yet. Yeah, no trades yet on Smart Rent. We'll wait for that. Spire is up 6 cents here to 616. 7,600 shares traded. Nothing serious going on there, but sure would love to see that pop a couple of bucks. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, catch these short guys by their short and curls. Oh, 615 on Spire. ATIP at 351 a share. Sixtera still showing 898. AMC down 22 cents. Robinhood down 14. Vanik Vectors 253.84 up 61 cents. Home Depot up 270. IBM down 53 cents at 141.90. Apparently, I think the board of directors have approved the split of the company into two pieces. We'll watch. I'll keep you posted on that when I know more. The Dow at the moment showing a gain of 49 points. Microsoft is down 23 cents. Apple is down 16 cents. Tesla now 798 up 640 a share. Bed Bath & Beyond up 2 cents. BlackBerry up 3 cents. Royal Caribbean 88.09 up 77 cents. We're just not able to break through the 90s anymore, I think. That might be over for a bit. We'll see. Goldman Sachs up 82 cents to $386. They come up with their earnings, I think, Friday. So that's the end of the week. The stock's trading at 7.09 times earnings. I expect the earnings to be even higher, which means their PE will be lower. Incredibly cheap. Amazon up $9. Facebook down $3.20. Google down 8 cents to $2,776.86. Stock's down 8 cents. Oh, it just went positive. Up now at $1.70 on Google. Target up $1.93. JP Morgan down 2 cents. Costco up 75 cents. Anyway, there you are. The early run. I'm showing now the Dow jumping about here. It was as much. It looked like it was up over 100 points. Now up 87 or so. 88-point gain. 12-point gain on S&P. 54-point gain on NASDAQ. The winner is NASDAQ. 54 points is 0.38%. 0.4 of a point, pretty well. Where the Dow is only up 0.25 percentage point. So interesting how that's going. Rocket Lab now settling in here at 14.12, up 6. SoFi now up to 18.26. SoFi was as low as 17.92 on the opening, now at 18.24, down only 15 cents, 3 million traded. As I said earlier, I think we're going to get through this first blob of stock from our friends at SoFi, and then I think we pop up from there. That's just my hunch. Let's see if I'm right or not. GameStop up 3.25, 181.35. Matterport up 43 cents to 19.98. ME up 2 cents. Smart Rent down 31 at 12.43. I still don't know if we're trading yet. Spire up 8 cents to 618. Volumes 29,300. 618. Go Spire, go. ATIP down to nickel. Sixtera down 2 cents. There's the early morning call as I see it at the moment. And well, we'll just watch this market. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. Nice to have you here today. See if SoFi wants to take a shot to $20. It's primed, it's ready. 22 to 24 would not be surprising to me for the stock to reach those levels short term. Maybe not today, but we'll go there. That'd be kind of nice. Thank you all for being here. This is good stuff. And let's see what's going on. Obama Babe is saying writing case covered puts and covered calls has changed my financial life. Way to go. Larry Giotti says Larry could tell me the market closed at 11:22, and I believe him. That's how trustworthy he is. There you go. What can I say? Lobo Blast. It's a joke from Monty Python. People are wondering, what's this knee thing all about? It's a joke from Monty Python. Don't you know about Monty Python, people? I mean, where have you been since 1975? Who are you people? Oh, you're 35 years old and you don't know. That's it. That's what it is. There's a Monty Python. It's a British comedy troupe. Oh, my gosh. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. Don't they teach you anything in history in school anymore? Why isn't that topical learning in social studies? That should be social studies 101. Absolute 101, how Monty Python became successful as a comedy troupe. That is entertainment history. You should know this. You'll be a hit at parties if you know this information. I'm telling you. I don't know. I don't know. I've always heard those moves are funny. I've just never had the time to see any of them. Those movies. Global Blast, come on. I mean, geez, stop watching the Dancing with the Stars and watching some Monty Python movies and get with the program. What can I say? SoFi volume is flying. SoFi $17.99 at the moment. Volume now 4 million shares in 7 minutes. Going through the little blob of stock, and we could go higher, much higher. Very interesting. Let's have a green day, says Bomba Babe. There you go. I like the sound of that. Hey, I'm not even 30, and I know about Monty Python. Coyote, you're at least with it. I mean, kids, you have to study Jack Benny, you have to study Jackie Gleason, you have to study Johnny Carson, you have to study Monty Python. I mean, George Carlin, you have to study this. This should be high school, university learning, mandatory, without question. It should be absolutely mandatory. If we studied this kind of stuff, we'd be a much happier society. I think we'd be a much happier world. But, what do I know? I'm old. What can I get? I'm 33 and no, hasn't gotten me any luck at parties, though. New channel idea, Monty Python with Bruce. We discussed Monty Python in plain English. Design for students. Here's a donation, Bruce. Hi, Bruce. What are your thoughts on ATIP? Do you think we need a positive earnings report to see the stock go higher? I think what we need from ATIP is the formal appointment of a new CEO and a big to-do about it. And we need that CEO to, with management and with ownership support, board of directors support, to explain to the world the future of this company and its intentions. That's what ATIP needs to do. ATIP needs a brand new group of people in the investor relations department who know what the hell they're doing, how to run a public company. And they need to formulate a plan to come up with a news announcement literally every week as to what's happening with ATIP. Just those basic moves, and this is not complicated. I am not talking about doing something that only Apple can do. This is public company 101. You just put this little program together, your stock's $750, $850 a share. Just that will move your market to that level. Now you come out with a plan. You start to tell us what your game plan is between now, a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. You start talking to analysts out there to give them a heads up as to what your company could become in 5 years. You have a shot at a $10 to $12 stock. Failing that, I don't know what to tell you. Give me a call. I'll try to talk to you about it. Lots of people in here went to Spire calls. Oof, mine don't end well if it goes flat for quite a while. Be very careful. We will find out. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. That's right. Watched Monty with my kids. ATIP needs a CEO. That's right. George Carlin, one of the absolute greats. Genius. World genius. Don't forget Mel Brooks, another comedic genius. Absolutely phenomenal. Love Carlin. Come, Patsy. We need so coconut. Me, Monty Python at 33. Upper management not doing so well. They need to be replaced. What can I say? Anyway, we'll see what's going on. That's what ATIP needs. Rocket Lab is $13.92, down 13 cents. SoFi down 14 cents now to $18.24. SoFi volume 4.9 million shares in 11 minutes. Matterport up 60 cents to 2014. 23andMe up down 6 cents. Smart Rent is still sitting at 12.16 now. We are officially trading. Yes, 10,000 traded. We're at 12.16, down 27 cents. Spire up 4 cents. ATIP down 3.5. Sextera up 11 cents. IBM down 55. Dow is up 62.5 points. S&P up 8. NASDAQ up 46. Apple is down 30 cents. Microsoft up 23. Tesla's at 807, up 15.60 a share. That's where we're at right now. Welcome one, welcome all to the morning market here for Tuesday, October the 12th, as we get ready for earnings season. It's all about earnings season coming up. And we're all going to see just how supply chain and inflation and interest rate jitters affect our earnings going forward. Okay. Here we go. Adam is saying, hey, Bruce, the shorts who shorted Spire, do they also have plans to pump up the price action when they're done shorting the stock? See, this is the thing I don't know, because I don't know who these guys are. They haven't contacted me to tell me their plans. I have to read between the lines and try to figure it out. And I'm sitting here going, well, look, if it were me, if I had done this, if I had written a whole bunch of call contracts, $20 calls, 1750 calls. Don't mind me. I have to get partially naked here. Don't mind me. 1750 calls. $15 calls, 12.5 calls, $10 calls, 750 calls. I don't know what other call. If I was writing all of those naked calls, and then I started to short the stock to get the market to come down, and I have the money to do all this, and I mean, we're talking millions, maybe tens of millions of dollars, maybe $100 million. I don't know how many millions it required. I may have also taken wagers on this entire program through derivatives contracts over the last several weeks and months. And I am leveraged 100 to 1 on this deal, on this Spire stock, to crap it out. I am leveraged 100 to 1, 1,000 to 1 through derivatives. And if I can keep this thing under 750, I score big time by Friday of this week. If that's what they've done, I can tell you on the other side what can't happen. What cannot happen is a bunch of rogue retail investors watching a guy in a living room in Palm Desert, California, jump in and start buying Spire stock at $6.10 a share and just scooping it up. This is the worst case scenario, because these people won't sell it at $7.10. They won't sell it at $8.10. They won't sell it at $9.10. They might sell it at $15.10, $16.10 or higher, but they're not going to sell it below that price. These are the worst nightmare of investors you could possibly deal with, because these people play for keeps. They buy stock cheap to make a score. Enough of those kinds of investors buying up this Spire stock down here would run this market to a level you cannot believe, because it would create such a short squeeze on these guys that their 100 to 1 factor, 1,000 to 1 factor, whatever it is, will start to unravel. The question, of course, is will any of the street follow suit and jump in on this deal and go, yeah, we could get these guys? Just like GameStop got them, just like AMC went from $8 to $76. Same thing could happen here. This thing could go from $6 to $25 in less than a week and a half. It's happened before. It could happen again because it's a thinly traded stock. It's a small float. Corporations fine. God, the company's cash rich. They're doing fine, but their stock is a sitting duck for manipulation. It's been manipulated down from the 18 level to 6. That's been done already. It's the other side of it where it could go from 6 to 25 or 30. It could happen because these guys who are short this stuff, they got to cover their positions by getting the stock back. That's one. They got to buy back the contracts they wrote to cover themselves there. They don't want to buy a single contract back. They want them all to die worthless this Friday afternoon. Keep the stock down here, and every contract they wrote will die worthless. They keep all that cash to maintain the short position. But if the shares start to run, their requirements to hold the short position goes up. They need more cash to hold it. It reaches 850, 950, 1050. Their cash position margin calls will be so dramatic, they won't have any money to buy the calls back. They'll need all the money they got just to hold on to their short positions. If they keep going higher, their calls start to become in the money calls. Now they're subject to being exercised, which means, of course, they got to deliver stock they haven't got, which just amplifies the problem. They've got the derivative problem on the outside, which we can't ever see, which I'm sure is 100 to 1 leverage. And these guys are, in fact, quickly bankrupted. And by the time these guys are wiped out, it's a $25, $30 stock, all in a week and a half to 2 weeks. That could happen. Now, where can I find the contract that says it's going to happen in writing? Because I'd sure like to see that. Freaking love Mel Brooks. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. SoFi will be green soon. 20 end of the day. Rocket Lab USA on Tuesday said has acquired aerospace engineering firm Advanced Solutions for $40 million. Plus bonuses for like another 5. Yeah, that's right. That boy Louis, what's up with Cyxtera? That's my second favorite company after SoFi, but no news coming out at all. I know it went up a little yesterday to 9. Now it's at 902. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. It's been kind of hovering around 9 lately, like something's up. Bruce must be Keith Gill's brother. Socius, Big Daddy Kren, really interesting, and still Rocket Lab is down on that news, but speaking of pumping out news on a regular basis, Rocket Lab is a company that consistently delivers on that front. That is right. $13.98 on the stock, down 7 cents. $18.05 on SoFi, down 34. GameStop up $1. Matterport up 29 to 1984. ME down 15. SmartRent down 22. Spire up 6. ATIP up down 9 cents, and Cyxtera up 3. Yes, that is the morning here. We're up 49 on the Dow. Watching it closely, down 6 on S&P and down 11 on NASDAQ. Sad that this manipulation is still being done after all the hearings on GameStop. These shorters are not scared. Oh, gosh, no. Oh, God. They own the SEC. The hedge funds, the Wall Street guys, they run the SEC. They dominate it. They control the committees in Congress and the Senate through super PACs that elect the guys and girls who run the committees that dictate the rules to the SEC. It's a closed shop. It's like the Communist Party in China. You run the judicial system, you run the army, you run the media, and therefore you control everything. And so anyone who goes against it is obviously a traitor and is obviously doing something illegal. And so there you go. It's so simple, really. There's so little to it. Easy peasy. Chris, IBM will give 1 share of Kendall for every 5 shares of IBM owned November the 3rd. Chris, thank you for that. That's interesting news. GameStop is the company. Cyxtera announced a bunch of new products and partnerships over September, but seems like no one cares at the moment. SoFi is the company. Freethinker McJones, I love GameStop, but the company, no. They just announced that they would be open on Thanksgiving date while Best Buy Target will close. Go figure. Again, I don't know what to figure on that. Spire 6.15 now, up a nickel. A little better. Matterport up 27 cents. GameStop up $1.63. Rocket Lab 13.99. SoFi 18.20, down 19 cents. The high on SoFi 18.33. It's only 16 cents away. We could do that in a minute. 6.9 million volume in 20 minutes on SoFi. So we're eating through some resistance, but no big deal. We could go higher on this thing. Deep value, the same one who shorted Spire are the same ones who shorted GameStop, Citadel, and Susquehanna International Group. Adam, Bruce, can you explain what might happen after Friday? Friday seems to be a big day for Spire. Is Friday the end game for the shorts? Not necessarily. They still have to unwind their shorts. Just because you score a deal on your contracts, you wrote your calls and they're worthless, you still have to unwind the other side of the deal. So you got to get out of your short position on the stock because you've been holding it down, which means eventually you got to buy it back. Now, are you going to get it down to $4 a share and buy it between 4 and 6? Can you get the street to panic? I don't think so, because it's not happening now. The shares got down to this 5 something level or lower, and now here we are. I kind of wonder if we've already hit the bottom, and now we have this problem of these guys need 10 million shares to cover up their positions. Where are they going to get them from? That's kind of what I'm wondering about. I don't know. The market cap for the whole company right now is $956 million. That's all it is. At $6.15 a share, this is not even a $1 billion company anymore. Yet there are billions of dollars on the line from the short side. I mean, it's really wacky. There's more money at risk on the company than the company is worth. That's how manipulated the stock is. And of course, your friendly folks at the SEC are doing nothing about it. There you go. So yeah, this unwinding still has to take place. How is that going to happen? How are they going to get out of it alive? I really wonder. And that's why with Spire, if a bunch of retail investors came in and bought this stuff like they did Amazon, not the Amazon, like they did AMC, this is a $30 stock. It's just gone because there's nothing to stop the stock. AMC, by the way, 37.44. Yeah, 14.12 on Rocket Lab, up 7 cents. SoFi, I was just telling you a minute ago, could hit a new high, just hit a new high of the day. 18.37 right now, 18.43 for the high of the day, just touched it. 7.6 million traded now. 18.40 on SoFi, we're plus 2 cents on your SoFi. SoFi's green and could go to 20 today. It could. Rocket Lab 14.11, up 6 cents. GameStop up 2.59. Matterport up 32 to 1987. Spire 6.08, down 2 cents. 121,000 traded. A couple of million shares of buying power on Spire could really upset the apple cart. Really. Dishes are done. While in the kitchen, I practiced catching a falling knife, and now the floor is all messed up. Vincent, big bounce on SoFi there. Mama, I wonder how a decision is made to heavily short a particular stock. Oh, go into a bar and sit around a little table and pull out some napkins and drop a couple plants. That's usually how you do it. I remember the old days. 6.10 on Spire now. Rocket Lab unchanged. SoFi at 18.37 right now. Interesting deep value investing here. SoFi green now. Yeah, it was. It's jumping around quite a bit. I'm going to watch this closely. The Dow now is positive 40 points. It was negative 50 points 10 minutes ago. We're now positive 40. S&P up 3, NASDAQ up 21. The market's completely gone green. Completely. Uncle Bruce, should we write covered calls on SoFi once it hits 20 or wait for the bank charter announcement? Thank you very much. Well, I keep maintaining my attitude on it is the minute they get the bank charter, you can add 50% to the value of this company. However you want to do it. You want to imagine it in your mind, add 50% to the value of this company. So if it's a $20 stock and they get the bank charter, it's a $30 stock. If it's a $22 stock, when they get the charter, it's a $33 stock the next day. That's my opinion. That's where it should head to next. I suspect that a whole bunch of analysts who've been following this company and a bunch who are about to follow it will start coming out with estimates for the stock. Its target prices 50% higher than wherever it's at the minute they get the bank charter. So the stock actually hits $25 and they get the bank charter, 37.50 market prices will be called for the stock. Just add 50%. That's my personal opinion on how this is going to go down. Stock's at 1834. It's a bargain, all right? You know what? I'm buying Spire for y'all. We shall see, says Cheddar Stacks. Well, there you go. 606 on the Spire. Ridiculous. I'm drinking the last of my coffee, so I've got some caffeine in me so I don't yawn on you. I'm working so hard here. 61-point gain on the Dow, 62 points. We're up 5 on S&P, up 23 on NASDAQ. Oil is at $80.84, up 35 cents. Just kind of hanging around $80. By the way, there is no shortage on oil. In case anyone thought that I've changed my mind, oil, there is no shortage on oil. There's a surplus on oil. The problem is getting oil from where it is to where it needs to go. It seems to be an issue in certain parts of the world, but is not justifying an $80 price. Not at all. Just my take on things. SoFi, 1846, up 7 cents. Now 1848, up 9 cents. SoFi, 1850 has just been hit. That's the high of the day, up 11 cents on your SoFi. The volume on SoFi now, 8.9 million in 26 minutes. Your stock is going higher. 1855 on SoFi, now jumping by nickels. Your stock is going to go higher because it is a company that is about to break out. It is getting written up by many outfits. Rocket Lab still up 2 cents. GameStop up $3. Matterport up 27 cents. ME down 12. Smart Rent down 25. Spire unchanged, 610. That's where we are. Hey, Adam is saying, Cheddar, buy a couple million of those shares and let's get the party started. Epic brawl going on with SoFi. No doubt. Send me some money, says Cheddar Stacks. Jamie, I just bought Spire 200. Deep value. Bama Babe. I'll make a video about it soon on my YouTube channel. I'll make GameStop videos. Mr. Seneca, someone talked me off a ledge. I'm considering buying ATIP at these prices, 607. And ATIP at 345, down a dime. Cheddar, let me hit up the cash machine. Jamie, there's lots of oil here in Canada and the US. It's just green tree huggers here. Vertigan, both Spire and ATIP on sale. Vilba's pushing 200% profit on one of my SoFi calls that expires this week. Let's go. 1862 on Spire, the high of the day here. On SoFi, pardon me. SoFi, 1864, the high of the day, trading 1862 right now on SoFi. Moving nicely. Volume 10 million in 28 minutes. SoFi is at 1857 to 1864 range. Looking good. Farragon and Mr. Seneca, me too. Thanks for picking up some Spire, says Mr. Seneca to Mr. Cheddar Stacks. Proud green tree hugger here. Sextera announces earning call on November 8th. Vilbus, I'm with you, says Giotti. Naked shorting. Hedge funds would love to short Keith Gill. Watching Bruce rant and rave at 1.75 to catch up is good fun. Deep value investing and Bruce. Cheddar Stack. I'm not a whale, but this is a casino, so let's go Spire. Well, let's see. 1855.58 now on SoFi, up about 20 cents a share. Got the Dow up 39. We got S&P up 0.17. NASDAQ up 5.9. We've got Matterport now up 17 cents. Rocket Lab down 7. We have Spire 608 up down only 2 cents. Cheers. Caffeine-free regular Diet Coke today. You know, I can't find caffeine-free Coke. I can't find caffeine-free Diet Coke right now. I haven't been able to buy it in a can for weeks. Down here, went to my local Albertsons, can't find it in a bottle. It's hard to come by. There's issues, supply chain. I guess that's what's going on here. I don't know. Clay is saying, I'm so glad SoFi can cover my stupid gambling decisions. with Wall Street Bets option plays. Deep Value says, good morning, Bruce. Do you see any good calls on GameStop for this week? Well, it's up 234 right now. Hard to say. I mean, look, people are writing at the money calls, taking the premium here for this Friday. Some are writing at the money calls for up to 3 weeks out of here, taking big fat premiums and daring the stock to go up. They're daring it to go up. I'm not afraid of it either. Bertie, my rule is if red two bagels, if green one bagel, I'm getting fat. Oh, okay. Cheddar, a Sofi, a certified cheek clapper. What does that mean? I don't even worry about it. I just need a leapfrog contract deal here. Not a leap, but something that's going to be cheap and make me loot quick. Where is it at? The second time you said it, I felt it. Vincent, I got in the habit of getting sugar-free root beer. No caffeine in root beer to start with. Auntie, you have to buy Coke Zero, Bruce. It's caffeine-free, and it tastes much better than caffeine-free. No, it doesn't. I don't like the taste of it. I've tried it, Anti-PC, and I don't like it. That's just me. What can I say? We're up 20 on the Dow. We're down a point on S&P, and we're down a point on NASDAQ. So we're just jumping around here like crazy. What are you going to do? Rocket Lab, 13.95 down a dime. SoFi now, 18.50 up 11. GameStop, 179.97 up 187. Matterport, 19.66 up 11 cents. ME down 13. Smart Rent down 20. Spire, 606 down 4 cents. That is what we have right now, this moment, in this market, as we are watching these markets jump a butte. 18.58 now, SoFi, up 18 cents. High today, 18.64. We're only 6 cents away from a new high on SoFi. It's coming on again, and I think it's going to go higher. I think it'll break 19 this morning. Be interesting if we can do 20 today. Let's see. I have limit orders for Spire at $6 for support. Well, okay. If you really want to get it, you bid 601. But yeah, $6 is, it's a print. 603 last trade. 1852 to 57 on SoFi right now. U.S. job openings dropped to 10.4 million in August from 11.1 million. Yeah. Interesting. We're up 4.5 on the Dow. We're up a half a point on S&P. We're up 17 on NASDAQ. Right here, right now, 1860 on SoFi. We just popped up to 1864 cents from the high today on SoFi now. SoFi pushing 1860. The high today, 1864. Volume on SoFi now, 11.3 million in 32 minutes. Yeah, this is another serious day of volume. Institutional buying is coming in. SoFi, 1858 right at this moment. 1970 on Matterport. 1974 on Matterport. GameStop just broke 180. 180.02 again. Yeah. Most interesting market. Now the Dow is down 20 points. We are jumping 20, 30 points in minutes on the Dow. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know what's to blame for it. If there's anything to blame, I don't know if anything is to be credited or figured out. I do the best I can from what I got here in this den here in Palm Desert, California. I'm trying to follow these markets for you kids, but I'll tell you, these markets are they're sometimes hard to follow. What can I say? As far as the biggest losers go on the Dow right now, Goldman Sachs down 344. They're about to come up with earnings on Friday. They could blow away the street. Caterpillar down $2. McDonald's down $1.70. Visa down $1.70. J.P. Morgan down $1.29. Johnson Johnson down $1.20. IBM down $1.20. I mean, is this a wipeout? No. We're down 52 points now on the Dow, though. We're going negative. The winners, Salesforce up 320, 350. Boeing up 160. Home Depot up 160. Nike up 150. Coca-Cola is up 50 cents. Walmart up 35. We don't have a lot of big-time winners here. But we got a market that's kind of shifting around, and I wish I could tell you what's doing it. Don't know. I grew up on diet, caffeine-free. Sweet nectar makes the real stuff taste weird, says Pick Nose. Nicholas, 11 million volume of SoFi in the first hour looks to be on pace to break yesterday's record. I'm really hoping that he read that, said Cheddar Stacks. Socius, changing your Coke addiction. Whichever the brand or version, takes a while. After a short while, you won't like the old type you used to drink anymore. Spire to at least 8 by the end of the year. Fentonville Cheddar, for what it's worth, I put in limit order for 10 more contracts of Spire. February 18th, 7.5 strike, so let's go. Pick doubled my Spire since the short attack into the 6 range. Obama Babe, deep value investing. I wrote a covered call. GameStop, 190 strike price, November 19. I pulled in over 1,700. If it goes down before then, I'll buy back and make some profit. If it goes up, I'll just buy it back. It's all good. SoFi, 1850.53, up about 14 cents right now. The Dow down 36, S&P down 1.8, NASDAQ down 17. Rocket Lab down a penny. GameStop up $2 to 180. Matterport, 1972, up 17 cents. Spire, 603. That's where we're sitting here. Cheddar Stacks is wondering. Erico, Bruce, we usually see downward movement after positive financials. Do you think this will happen on Goldman Sachs? It happens until it doesn't happen anymore. That's the answer. There is no rhyme or reason to having a stock go down just because of earnings reports. Because it happened last time is not a good excuse that it should happen again. It would be interesting to see if Goldman did drop $5-6 a share for like a minute after the report, and then went up $25 a share. It caught everybody the wrong way. I mean, that can happen because that could really run a market. You never know with these stocks. Human emotion is what it is. You have to be a long-term investor. You have to believe in the long-term and forget about the day-to-day nonsense. Bama Bay, wow, that's a crazy swing trade. Warren, my Rocket Lab, 15 October, $15 call will be my first big loss come Friday. My Rocket Lab stock, well, you're at 1407, up 2 cents. It popped $2 today. You won't be losing as much. Deep value investing, right? Alpha, laughing out loud, great answer. It works until it doesn't work anymore, and it doesn't always work. That's the thing about these markets. SoFi, 1848 right now, up 9 cents. The Dow down 30, S&P down 1.7, NASDAQ down 15, oil 81.18, 81.22. There it is. Welcome to the crazy markets in which we live, kids. This is the dealio. How's it going to go? Option-wise, look, you can write put options on SoFi. You can write put options on Rocket Lab. You can certainly write put options on GameStop and take some serious premiums. There's some opportunities there. Matterport, Matterport options, put options definitely available to be written here. And then Spire put options, if there's any premium available, worthy of a good look for sure. Just see how this market wants to work out. The IBM shares are down $1. If they've announced the deal on Kyndryl, then we know what the Kyndryl deal is. The stock is not reacting positively to the deal. 1 for 5. I am surprised that you would only get 1 share for every 5 IBM you have. I am surprised at that, but IBM is doing what it's doing. However, now what happens to Kyndryl shares? If Kyndryl comes out, IBM is sitting at 140 something a share. What was that price again? 141. So does that mean that Kyndryl is going to trade at 20% of this thing, $28 a share, 25 to $30 a share, and IBM is going to trade at about 110? Is that what this is going to mean? Is this how this is going to go down? It's going to be interesting. And what about option holders? If you're a holder of an option on IBM, are you in trouble, or are you going to end up with a how is this going to work for Kyndryl options? If you have one option, a call option on IBM, and then it splits, you're not going to get 1/5 of an option on Kyndryl. I mean, how can that happen? Are you going to get an option on Kyndryl? However, but it's going to be a $20-something contract. Like, is it a 1 for 1? How do they work this? I don't know how this. This is new. This is new to me. I'm not into this in a big way. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I have ATIP November 2.5s. Should I roll them out to May into the 5s? Well, you make your call if you don't think that your ATIP is going to do anything between now and then, but you're in the money right now on ATIP. $1 up move, just a $1 up move on this thing will take you to 440, and that'll affect your 2.5s dramatically. So, I can't say. Bama, that was one. That was a nice one. I sold on yesterday for 200 strike this week for $300. Thinking to roll it into November 19 for 1,200 more. This says Fenville. Bama, Fenville, good moves. Smooth Wake, Bama Babe, nice play. GameStop cover calls are a good earner for me. Bama Babe, Smooth Wake, me too. Would love another similar GameStop share if I could do this on more than one. Yeah, ATIP, 342 a share. Boy, I'll tell you, what's going to happen? SoFi now 1835. We're down 4 cents. We reached a high of 1864. I think we're going higher. We'll see on that. Volume now on SoFi for the day, 13.4 million in 40 minutes. That's where we're at. Rocket Lab down a penny, 1404. GameStop up 223. Matterport down 2. ME down 16, Spire down 8 cents to 602 a share. Still being crushed by these guys. 218,000 volume. Are they shorting it down here? Are they keeping it down here by selling 200,000 of the 218,000? Are they taking on that much more of a position? How much more can they handle until they can't handle it anymore? This gets interesting. I don't know. We'll see. We'll watch that. I say, couple of million shares of buying, pure retail buying. This thing's gone. This stock's gone. Anyway, that's just me. 56 point down dip on the Dow right now, down 7 on S&P, Nasdaq down 12. Time will tell. Yeah. Okay. Matterport just went negative. 1940 down 15 cents. Was up all morning. Matterport got up to 2024, now 1940 on 411,000 volume. Not a lot, but you get these swings in the stock all the time. 1832 down 7 on SoFi. We're down a dime on Rocket Lab. We're up 192 on GameStop. The Dow down 57. Spire 602 right at the moment. Sextera down 7 cents to 892. Watching that Sextera stock, how is it going to react all day? Yesterday it couldn't go under 9. Wouldn't do it all day. Today, 888. It's down 11 cents. So Sextera doesn't have an impenetrable wall at the moment that's been set up for it. Interesting. AMC holding a 1 nickel gain. That's all. Just a nickel. IBM down $1.40. Street's not wildly excited about this announcement from what I can see here. The Dow down 42 points. Microsoft down 94. Apple down 89. And Tesla up $11 to 803. That's where we're at. And Goldman Sachs down 277. There it is. Okay. Interesting stuff. Hey, Jen.
Did you feel the fan in your hand?
Well, is this room feel warm to you?
Yes.
Yeah, it does
It
get
always
warm.
does every morning.
Every morning it warms up. So opening this door helps, and I appreciate it. Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
Another day in paradise.
Wind seems to have died down.
Yes. Oh my gosh, did we get wind here? LA
We were
got
moving
wind.
pianos on the patio. It was a bit breezy.
It started all around in the afternoon. It started around 3 in the afternoon. It began to pick up. And right till sunset, we were watching clouds just fly by from San Diego heading to Phoenix. It was really going. Now we're waiting to see if how it works today. But apparently the wind is going to shift direction and now come from Phoenix back to San Diego. See how that all works
Instead
out.
of offshore in, inshore off.
Yeah.
And apparently last night all the way down, some people even in Oregon saying that they could see the northern lights. I guess it was pretty spectacular display last night.
Oh.
Yes. We're a little too far south.
That's wild. That's crazy.
That they were
That's
out there
creepy.
dancing.
I know
The
that
lights were
weather in
dancing.
Calgary this morning, the temperatures are in the
Oh.
20s.
It was cold.
We got out of there last Tuesday. The highs were still in the 70s. Within days, the highs are now in the 40s. We're out. We're down here.
And they're alerting people this morning in some of the districts in southwest Calgary. There's a mama bear with 2 cubs. So look outside before you open your door.
Be careful.
The
Yeah.
wildlife people are out there going to trank her and the babies and take them back into the forest.
Back into the wild. Oh gosh, yeah, that's the problem. The bears come in for easy food.
Yeah, it's that time.
Especially mama bears.
They're looking for the good stuff before they hibernate.
That's true. We just had a little turnaround on Sofi. It looks like
Yeah.
Sofi was under pressure at like at 1830, and all of a sudden it's 1844. It just jumped very quickly. Sofi just popped. I'd love to tell you why, but I can't. 14 million traded now in 45 minutes, though. Very good day. I just get the impression that Sofi yesterday with over 60 plus million traded,
Mm-hmm.
and now another 14 million. The cheap $14 stock is gone.
It's gone.
It's all been
Right.
bought up,
Who's
and
going to be selling that?
there isn't going to be tens of millions for sale anymore. Super cheap. You want to get in on this thing now with the volume that's coming on, it's going to cost you. It's just going to go higher.
It's just going to cost you.
But it will fluctuate. It
It's
does
just the
what
way
it
it is.
does. Yeah. Crazy times. Crazy times.
So what's it going to be this morning? What you got? What you got in mind? Huh?
What
What
are
is it? What you got?
What are my options? What kind of cheese have we got?
I have a really nice extra old cheese. It's very sharp. It's lovely.
mm,
I could smash that onto there. And then we also have, you know, the big bar of the Irish cheddar,
is that kind of
which isn't as sharp. It's not as tangy.
not as tangy?
Tangy.
So I'm thinking about a bagel with cheese on it today. That's kind of where I'm
Okay.
headed. If it can be toasted and then the cheese put on there, even if it has to be nuked to melt in there.
I can do that too.
You know,
I can do
it's
that.
got to be toasted crispy first, though.
Okay.
And the cheese then melted.
When we're out and about next time, we need to get a cheese slicer because we don't have one here. Either a shaver or a slicer.
What kind of condo is this?
What?
What are they, farmers here?
Are they cheese eaters?
What happened to the cheese eaters? Now Sofi's down. Look at this. Sofi now 1820.
1820.
It just dropped 25 cents from 1845 to 1820. Go figure. You tell me how this market works. It's goofy.
You looked at it. It was shy. It turned away.
Yeah, now it's 1825 again. It's
25.
Just go to $25 a share and be done with it. Stop the suffering and let's
That's
move
right.
on.
Stop barking. Stop for our attention and
Just go there. That's right. Just go.
Isn't
Yeah.
that how all stocks go? Also, don't they just do
They
that?
only go up. Stocks actually only go up.
Yes.
These down dips are a figment of your imagination.
It's an anomaly.
It's an anomaly. It's not. It's fake
Total
news.
anomaly.
Stocks going down is fake news. Stocks
Okay.
only go up.
I'm going
That's
to go see what I can do for you.
Well, Miss Jen, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. We're at 1826 on SoFi, down 14 cents. The Dow's down 79.9, so maybe that has something to do with it. We got the S&P down 8, and we've got NASDAQ down 18. GameStop is still holding a gain, but only 44 cents. So any of you who've been writing GameStop calls at 180, 85, you're looking better all the time. GameStop could have a profit-taking session here. It could go into the 170 range, but we'll see how it goes. If you wrote contracts yesterday when the shares were 185, 80, whatever, even higher than that, you're starting to look pretty good. But we'll see. Okay. It was windy in Phoenix too. It was windy in the Southwest U.S., wasn't it? Something. SoFi just wants to take off. Will it do it? That is the question. Wind in my area of LA was nuts. Blew my car cover off and pushed the sun umbrella into my pool. Yeah, we had really good gusts here last night. They were crazy. Good morning, Jen from John Anderson. Could not resist. Picked up more Spire at 598, now 596 on Spire. Yeah, the deal is here. My bagel calls are printing up. Blessed are the cheesemakers. Blessed are the cheesemakers. How about that? Yeah. We're red everywhere. We are red all over the place. Home Depot's up 250. I'm looking for green. Tesla's up 11. Royal Caribbean up 21 cents. It's quickly falling though. Amazon up $7. There's not a lot of green right now. We got a 1404 market on Rocket Lab down 2 cents. We have a 16-cent drop on SoFi to 1822. GameStop's still up 7 cents, but only 7 cents. GameStop's about to go red. Matterport down 19 cents on Matterport. Emmy down 18. Smart Rent down 22. Spire down 12. It's at 598. The Dow down 60. S&P down 5. Nasdaq down 8. There it is. Interesting stuff. Yeah, 18, 20, 18, 19 on SoFi down 18 cents. All right, there it is. There it is. Power of positive thinking, trying to will it into existence. Mr. Biscuit is out there somewhere with his 5K ATIP shares and a dream. GameStop is green. 29 cents on the GameStop. Still got a gain on it. Rocket Lab just went positive. Now it's negative 1 penny. It's just hanging around the break-even line. SoFi down 16 cents. Matterport down 16. And Spire 598 down 12. There you go. 57-point drop on the Dow. Sounds like Trump is finalizing or close to finalizing a $400 million deal to sell rights to his deluxe Washington, D.C. hotel. Don't know what that means. A rights deal versus the property itself. I have no idea what that means. Interesting. Southwest Airlines cancellations are slowing down, but we still don't know what really happened. Was there were pilots calling in sick? What was the reason for Southwest? Kind of wants you to avoid airports, doesn't it? You kind of just want to avoid airport travel when this nonsense is going on. You just wonder, why am I bothering? They treat us like cattle. They treat us like garbage. We're the customers. Why bother? Why even bother with these guys? I wonder. Larry just says, I ended my work meeting, and I turned attention back to the stream. First thing I hear is we're red everywhere. It's not good. Well, little opportunities here and there, but SoFi now coming on again. 1824 down 14 cents. 1825 coming on again. Rocket Lab down a penny. I mean, red, but it's just down a penny. GameStop up 74. Matterport down only a dime. Coming back on. It's coming back. Spire just jumped over $6. 603 just jumped up. So maybe Spire's coming on here. I don't know. I've been to that super DC hotel. That's super nice. Embrace the red Larry. There's been no evidence that any more pilots than normal were called out. Pilots, I think. I don't know either. Spire limit order at 5.9 filled. Oh yeah, way to go. $6 on the stock right now. Heard on local news that they were too short-staffed across all positions, and with bad weather, it's easier to just cancel than be accommodating. Coyote says nice buy at 598. As long as Spirit is okay this week, I'm happy. I'm going to New Orleans on Friday. Karim, Uncle Bruce, Southwest was cause they mandated the vaccine and pilots won't do it. Interesting. Gregory, Trump, DC Hotel lost money because Saudi Arabia quit paying for rooms they never used while Donald Trump was in office. There was no evidence of that. Karim, I graduated from Trump University with a GPA at 5.0. Congratulations, Michael. How's that McDonald's job working out for you? Geez. 1826, 1830 on SoFi. We're down only 7 cents. 1832. We're coming back on again on SoFi. We're down 3 on Rocket Lab. SoFi 1833 coming on. GameStop up 92. Matterport down a dime. Spire 602. How about that? Oh my. Let's see. Coyote, Larry, that's where I live. You'll have fun. Auntie likes that. I make crispy fries only, says Michael. Yeah, crispy fries, baby. Make them extra crispy for us. I want to write a put on Rocket Lab. Just not sure what expiry to work on. Michael is too funny. You said you got no nipples? I don't know what this means. I have no idea. 1833 on SoFi, now 1834. Down only a nickel on SoFi. It's coming back. Rocket Lab down 3 cents. We're up 92 on GameStop. Matterport down 17. ME down 22, and Spire at $6. Rocket Lab. Look, if you're going to write puts on Rocket Lab, you can write $20 puts for January or April next year. Take a big fat credit and sit on that. See what happens. You only need one little shot, and you're making money. It's so easy. I'm there for a week for vacation. Let's do a happy hour, says Larry. Yeah, pilots had a "Don't tread on me" flag hanging out of the cockpit window. Clay, treat puts like calls. Right out as far as you can so you have time on your side. There you go. Farragut is going, hey, Larry, here's a beer, buddy. Bama Babe, you got it, Clay. And CJ, no one gets the reference. Lap. I don't get it. Of course, that's part for the course. I don't get most of what's being said here. 1831 on SoFi. What is it going to do, and when is it going to do it? Well, we'll see what happens here. Down 4 on Rocket Lab. GameStop up 41 cents. Looks like we're going negative again. We're down 80 on the Dow, down 8 on S&P, and we're down 18 on NASDAQ. We're near the low of the day on the Dow. So, well, what's going to happen here? Uncle Bruce, you want to have a party when you come to Las Vegas? I am vaccinated under duress. CJ, Kevin Hart joke, internet meme. Again, I have no idea. Just it's meaningless to me. 1830 on SoFi. How about 2030 today? That'd be a lot better for your options out there, wouldn't it? A 2030 market would be a lot better for a lot of you on your options, on your stock. Would make your portfolios look a lot better, I would say, right? So let's go SoFi. 1837 right now. Let's go to 2030. Come on, let's go. Rocket Lab just went up 3. It's up positive. It's 3 plus 3 cents to 1408. Rocket Lab is higher. GameStop holding a 32-cent gain. Matterport still down a dime. Spire 598 again, down 12 cents. Some bargoons being held here. 1838 on SoFi, down a penny. Just a penny on SoFi. 1839 unchanged. 1840 we're up. 1840 we're up a penny on SoFi. Turned 1840 just jumped a dime. How about that SoFi? 1842 jumping again. What's going on? It's going to 2030. That's what it's going to do. Okay, fair enough. Uncle Bruce, what's your upside on ME? Tempted to dump my 1,000 shares. Also have 7.5 strike price. Do you think it can be 751 at close on Friday? Well, ME 751 right now, down 17 cents. They need only speak. That's all they need to do. They need only to talk. And I think we're going to have a wonderful time. 1843 on SoFi now. Come on, SoFi. Let's go. We're unchanged on Rocket Lab at 1405. And GameStop is up 31 cents. Matterport only down 2 cents, about to turn positive here. Matterport about to turn. Spire back to $6. Okay, deals. 1844 on SoFi, up a nickel. We're going higher. We're 20 cents below the high of the day on SoFi. That's all it is. Wouldn't take much. SoFi volume now, 15.8 million volume in what that would be now, 58 minutes? Not even an hour. Good first hour, yeah. Really good first hour. 1844, now up a nickel on SoFi. Go SoFi. Ooh, I hear Jen. I hear Jennifer. I sense something good. Ooh.
Now, by nuking it, it took away some of its crispiness. Just saying. I brought one of those in cases, and I brought you one of these in cases. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Jen. This looks delicious.
It's going to be quite hot.
Yes, I'm kind of waiting for it to
That
cool off.
cheese, loves to stick to the roof of your mouth. So,
It does.
yeah. Uh,
Sherman's Deli bagels. The good news is, well, the bad news is we only bought six of them. The good news is by only buying six, we have to go back.
there you go.
We tried last night to finish off another piece of the cake we bought the other day over there. We gave it a shot on the chocolate.
Got about,
3/4 done
yeah,
of a slice between the two of us. We got three
yeah.
quarters of a slice done during the ball game. It's not easy. When you think we're down here on a vacay, we're working our
We're working.
butts off, man.
That's
we're
right.
we're trying to eat this quality food.
Trying to figure out cake or salad.
Like what?
Cake
Kale or
salad?
cake? These are tough decisions. Kale or cake?
Hmm. As Homer says,
Yeah.
you don't make friends with salad. You
You don't make friends with salad. Okay. Uh,
don't enjoy your conga.
that's
Oh,
right.
1847.
Yeah, that's right. 18.
Oh, 1845.
We're jumping on Sofi. We're
I
up on
better
Rocket
leave.
Lab. We're up on GameStop. We're up on Matterport.
See,
We're only down a nickel on Sofi now to 604. People have been buying it at 598. We
I
got
came
stuff
in,
happening.
it went down. Oh
Mm.
dear, 43. Mm-mm-mm.
I ate a bagel yesterday. The market went up.
Of course.
Will it happen again?
Of course.
It
What do you
should.
think of the cheese?
Just had the one bite, but that tastes great.
Well, on like
I'm gonna give
Iron
you a-
Chef and stuff, they only have one drink or one bite, and then they can tell people what it is.
Sure, sure. Iron Chef.
Think
It's
I'm ready
delicious.
for Beat Bobby Flay?
Beat Bobby Flay and making a bagel.
That's right.
Not even a fair fight.
No.
Poor Bobby Flay.
So just think of all those Canadians getting ready to have leftover turkey today. It's it's one of the best things.
It's true.
I mean, normally leftovers, people are like, leftovers. But leftover turkey dinner, especially if your mommy makes her own buns. Oh, it was so good.
Buns with mayo,
Mayo,
slices of turkey.
lots of pepper on there. Maybe, if she made enough, you could have like a little slice of dressing or stuffing, depending on what you call it. Maybe just a little bit of gravy on there, and then so good.
Warm it up.
So good.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess the question is cranberry sauce or no cranberry sauce? I know. I think that's why we've been together all these years. We agree on the cranberries. I know.
No cranberry.
I know. You just try buying something without cranberry in it.
Go ahead. Cranberry.
It's a conspiracy.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
It's crazy. Same with zucchini. Zucchini in restaurants.
Did you put ice cubes or anything? You're good.
No, I'm okay with this thing. Well, actually, no. If you
Want a
could
glass?
rinse that all out, and yeah. Oh my God, the luxury. Oh my God, the luxury of it all. We're up 9 cents on the Sofi, 1849. Looking good. We're up 2 on Rocket Lab. We're up a dime on GameStop, just hanging on. Matterport up 6 cents, 1961. Spire 604, climbed up from 598. Yeah, there's a few deals here. What can I say? I don't know. Please angle the plate so we can see it clearly. I do the best I can without spilling. Bruce is going to gain 20 pounds in Palm Desert. Jen, I really appreciate your Simpsons knowledge, says Zach. Watched a documentary on IBM collaborating with the Nancys last night. It was an interesting watch. Bam, I kind of I love kale in a farmer's market green smoothie. Picked up 400 more Spire at 597. Thanks for waiting. You can start the squeeze now. What kind of cheese is that, Bruce? Jen knows. Good on you. Level out same. Stop it. It's stuffing if you actually stuff it in the turkey. Doesn't the hockey season start today? I think it does. Clearly with cranberry sauce, not even a question. Now I want Thanksgiving dinner with whole cranberry sauce. Cranberries taste like burning. It tastes like burning. The magic of food is being able to balance salt, acid, fat, all this other stuff. Uncle Bruce needs to find himself some Bulgarian yogurt. Dow is green. The Dow is now down 2, but coming. S&P down 1. Nasdaq down 9. Oil down 24 cents. Oh boy. 1846 on SoFi, baby. Spire 604. Mm. They're asking, what kind of cheese is this?
It's Old Sharp. I don't know. I took it out of the wrapper when I opened it the first time. It's old. It's old, old, extra old.
Like a cheddar?
Yeah, yeah,
like
it's
a white
cheddar.
cheddar.
Yeah, it's extra old. Um, I I don't know where we got it. Yeah, it wasn't Costco because it was a small package. Yeah,
We bought it down here.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's tangy.
It's sharp.
It's a sharp,
Mm-hmm.
creamy though.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice with some like thick sliced cold tomatoes and a little bit of like a mixed lettuce and mayo and salt and pepper for a sandwich. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep
Yeah.
trying to sneak that salad in.
Maybe a slab of burger.
There you go.
They had a slab of burger on it. That would help it
And then, yeah.
with some barbecue sauce on it. Tanging it up.
Tangy. You want tangy? I'll give
Come on,
you
tangy.
tangy.
I'll give you tangy. I'll show you a tangy good time. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you should see the patio. Did you look out? There's a
Last
few leaves.
night.
And
More,
twigs.
few more than last night.
A few more.
There were a ton last night. Yeah.
Maybe I'll be sweeping the patio.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I don't know. Oh gosh. Extra old mystery cheese. Extra old like mold. Past its expiry date. No, it's fresh, but it's a tangy older cheese. It's like a old cheddar. It's got some bite to it. Melts real good. Tastes great. Mm. The bagel is something else, man. Oh boy. No problem with the bagel. Mm. Cheers, everybody. Diet Coke. 1849 on SoFi. The Dow is up 2.7 points. It looks good. The S&P is down 1.25. Nasdaq down 15. Dow's now up 15. Just turned. 1849 on SoFi, up 10 cents. Rocket Lab down 4 cents. GameStop now down 57. Matterport up 6. We're down 9 on Spire at 602. That's where we're at right now, you guys. Oh boy. I might grab some more. Breakfast of Champions. I don't know. Maybe he was messing with you. I don't know. 1843.44 on SoFi. The Dow up 6.3 points. Mm. The debate about cheese. I don't know. One piece left. So good. My gosh. This bagel is delicious. Just fabulous. 1848 on SoFi. Come on, SoFi. 1850. Go SoFi, go. Up 11. Dow's up 25 points all of a sudden. There you are. Dow's now up 40. Salesforce up $5. Home Depot up 4. United Health Group up 190. Nike up $1.60. American Express 160. Boeing up 140. Goldman Sachs up 112. Turned around. Travelers up 77. Coca-Cola up 40 cents. Loser, Caterpillar down 229. Amgen down 170. Johnson Johnson down 130. Apple down $1. IBM down $1. So, more winners than losers as this market seems to be turning it around. Dow's up 50 now. Okay. We need to go through 19 like butter. I agree. I think SoFi should go through 19 like a hot knife through soft butter. 1850 a share. Go. Go, baby, go. I can only say, if you're in the Palm Desert area from time to time, stop by Sherman's Deli and pick up some bagels. I dare you to not buy cake on the way out the door, though. Wow. Fabulous. Fantastic. Really nice. Really good. SoFi, 1850. Come on. See, now, Auntie has the right attitude here. If SoFi would just get up to 25 this week, then it can do whatever it wants after that. See? Very forgiving person, Very flexible. Very easygoing. Cheers. We're up 25 on the Dow. Down a nickel on oil. It's kind of jumping around. This market doesn't know what it wants to do. All kinds of activity. Thank you for the 300 thumbs up so far for this live show. Folks, helping me out with these thumbs ups makes all the difference. I do appreciate it. Thanks for bringing them in. I think we're going to help the SoFi go up a little bit here. And put up some of these neat emojis. This should break the stock through 1850 and get it up to 19, perhaps. We'll put up the neat emojis. Shrubbery. Let's see if we can make this go higher. It's time for SoFi to go through 1850. Stop screwing around. Get up to the $19 level, and then get ready to go to 20. It's time. We've been nice long enough. Just saying. Thank you, everybody, for joining in on this show today. Nice to have you here. Appreciate your following this old man as we are watching this market. 319 thumbs ups and counting. Fabulous. see what this stock market wants to give us, if anything. We have 524 of you here. Nice to have you here. Deb says, "Oh, Uncle Bruce, you were so right. I never updated you. Just back Saturday from the Carnival Mardi Gras. That's their brand new ship. It was beautiful but empty. 1/3 capacity. So many venues, 5 to 6 comedy shows a day, concept sailing. Very interesting. Yeah, I figured they can't make money. They cannot make money with 1/3 occupancy on a cruise ship. You need 100% occupancy to make any dough out of these places. Interesting, huh? I caved. I picked up 500 ATIP. Oh my gosh. No, you didn't. Laughing out loud. 1K ATIP, 1K Spire. Let's go, baby. Spire 606 now. ATIP 340. And Sextera 890 down 9 cents. IBM still down $1.19 to 141.24. The Dow up, holding an 11-point gain. Apple down $1, and Microsoft down 70 cents. Royal Caribbean up 85 cents. Goldman up $1.34. Big turnaround for Goldman Sachs. It was as low as 381, now 386.56. So $5.50 turnaround on Goldman in the last 30 minutes. Definitely improving. There's speculation on the earnings coming up Friday. Could be very good. Very, very good. How many calls are set to expire this Friday on Spire? If it doesn't break 750, where can we find the options chart? Just go to Google and just type in their SBIR options chain. You'll get several sites where you can see the options chain, and either Nasdaq or Yahoo Finance. Several of these will have an option. I'll show you the entire options chain. If you click it, you'll display. Take a look for October 15th expiry on the call side, and you'll find, you will find the open interest on all these contracts. You'll be able to add it up, and from $7.50 up to $20. Add up, just in rough terms, how many contracts exist. Open interest contracts exist for October 15, and then look at November and do another count. You're going to find a whole bunch of them there. Anyway, there it is. Go Matterport, keep on climbing. 1850 on the Matterport. Mr. Silka, I may not be able to look at myself in the mirror for a few days. I'm not sure. We shall see. 1850 on SoFi. The volume now 18.7 million in 1 hour and 18 minutes. Rocket Lab up a nickel, 14.10. It is turned definitely positive now. We have GameStop down 7 cents. Matterport up 18 cents to 19.73. That's coming back on. Spire 607 down only 3 cents now. It bounced off from its low of 596 here, 327,000. It's coming on just a little bit. ATIP still at 340 down 15 cents. The low 340 right here, right now, 289,000 shares. Spire and ATIP bargoons, massive bargoons. Sextera 890 again, down 9 cents. Okay, Dow up 29.9. That's where we're at. You guys watching this market closely. Thank you so much, Bruce. Reading now. Thank you. Everyone loaded up on Spire contracts that week when it was on the roller coaster. Then they came in and smashed it down, right? Lots of Spire call options expire 750 this Friday. Exactly. Even more at 6. Exactly. This is why these shares take a shot through $8. Problems for the shorters. Problems for the option writers. We may have a real run here. The math can't be denied. The question is the desire there to see a run come on here and see a piling in of buyers to pick off this, pick up this cheap stock and take it off the street. This could be a most interesting week, and a real run on the stock. Just getting to 750 to 8 could push it to 9 or 10. That would put the sixes $4 in the money. Problem for the writers. 750s would be 150 in the money plus premium. Even on the last day, they'd be sitting at $2 a piece. Trouble, millions lost, and of course the shares shorted down here to hold it here. Stock trades at 9, could push it to 10, which means millions in losses. On top of that, I don't know. 39,300 contracts. Quick math. So that's 3.9 million shares represented right there. The rumor has it there were 2.5 million free trading shares out there. I wonder if 2 million more shares have been shorted to hold it down here. Now you have a 6 million share buy situation. We have 6 million shares needed to be purchased if the shares run up in price and puts these calls in the money. This is where it gets really interesting. If you've written a naked call, you're on the hook for the stock. 39,300 contracts this Friday on a thinly traded stock. Hello? Where are they going to get? Where are you going to get 4 million shares fast from? Where are you getting 4 million shares? The Spire is traded today at 605, 329,000. Where are you going to buy 4 million? Where are you going to buy 6 million if you have to buy 2 million that you shorted? And that's assuming you've only shorted 2 million. Where are you getting this from in a hurry? I don't know where you get it from. I don't see it available. Short squeeze. The only way you're going to get it is if it goes to 15, 20 bucks. Now you can buy 6 million shares. There'll be sellers waiting for you up there. Yeah. But you will now lose hundreds of millions of dollars on this thing. I'm wondering. I'm skeptical on Spire moving the next couple of months. They want people to forget about it and then gets pumped hard. People again rise or repeat. Well, again, money is money. There are also a lot of puts for Spire at 6 and 750 ending this Friday. Socius, that's not acceptable. I'm down 16% of Spire. Can't allow that. There you go. Can't allow. 605 on Spire. Up 6 cents on Rocket Lab. Up 20 cents on SoFi. 18.60 a share on SoFi. We're 4 cents away from the high of the day on SoFi. We're going higher on SoFi now. Could hit new highs for the day already. Again on your SoFi. Getting them from the dark pools and buying phantom shares from each other, maybe? Well, hope it works out for you. Exactly, says Bama Bay. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, what's going to happen when it's all said and done? 1859 to 60 on SoFi. We just took a shot here to the 1860 neighborhood on SoFi within 4 cents of the high of the day. What's going on SoFi? Are we going to get another shot of buying here? 19.4 million shares traded on SoFi. Serious money coming in here. High of the day, going higher. 19 is around the corner, kids. 19 is around the corner. This is why you own the stock and buy those April calls. This is why writing calls and puts and making money on ups and downs is the only way. There you go. 1859, 1860 on SoFi now. 1860 on SoFi. Volume now is approaching 19.47 million. So 19.5 million on SoFi. 1860, 4 cents from the high of the day on SoFi. Will it bust through here and hit for 1860.70? It is entirely possible. 1861 just took out the 60 resistance. 1862, only 2 cents from the high of the day now. This could happen at any moment. We could go right through here. Just set some more Spire limit orders, says Gody. 1856, 1859 on SoFi. Now 60. Get ready. Watch out, kids. We're going to go. Wow. We're down 1 point on the Dow right now. Down 5 on S&P, down 29 on the Nasdaq. 1859 on SoFi, 5 cents away. Now 1860, 4 cents away from the high of the day. Coming on again, another wave of buying. Let's see, associates buy my bid. That would mean the U.S. stock market can't function with European investors anymore. Not sure about the rest of the world though. And SoFi growing up right in front of our right before our eyes. This stock is, yeah, it's changing. This company is changing. 1860, 61, 3 cents away from the high of the day. Don't get in the way of this thing. Don't get in its way. Boy, oh boy, this is most entertaining. 1968 Matterport up 13 cents. Spire now 604 at the moment. Okay, not so sure about that. Have been happening for years, says Mama Babe. 1858 to 60 right here. 59.60 on SoFi. Okay. Mr. Seneca says, I think they keep Spire down so all those calls this Friday stay out of the money. But hopefully they'll let up a bit for a week or two before they knock it down for the November calls. I tell you, I wonder on the other side here if there could be an army getting ready to jump in on this thing. By the way, 1862 on SoFi now. We're 2 cents away from the high of the day. Just wonder if out of nowhere a whole bunch of buying comes in. 1864 on SoFi, we've matched the high of the day now. We're at 1866, new high on SoFi. New high on SoFi, 1866 now is the high price. 1867 actually is the high trade. We're going higher on SoFi now, up 26 cents, 27, 28 cents, going higher on SoFi shares. Volume now, 20 million. 20 million volume, 1868 on SoFi, going for $19 here. Next stop, kids. We're on our way. Interesting. 1868, 1867 on SoFi, coming on strongly. Dow up 20 points. Looking good. Financials are going to have a good week. If the financial earnings this week are coming in strong, sounds good for SoFi too, doesn't it? The only downside for EU investors is we don't have those nice no commission apps that let us write contracts. Got to do it with old school brokers like Saxo. So she says, yeah, which means a lot of taxes, too much hassle. Carol, SoFi 1867. Anyone check out SR? Yep, true, but it's a bit more expensive is what it is. 1867. High of the day, 1869 is the high of the day. We're at 1867 right now, going for 1870 here, and possibly $19 a share today on SoFi or more. Very interesting trading pattern here. 1869, high of the day. Right now, we're right back at it. 1869 a share, up 30 cents on your SoFi. High of the day right now. Getting ready to break through 1870 a share on the stock. Most interesting time. We're up 20 on the Dow. We're down 3 on S&P. We're down 29 on Nasdaq. 1868, 1869 on SoFi. Interesting. There we are. 1869 high trade. We're right there. We're right there right now. Volume now, 20,500,000. There's buying coming in, relentless buying on this stock. It's just being gobbled up here, being taken out. Could go higher. Fascinating, just fascinating stuff. 1865, 67, and 69. Very, very good market. Spire 609, down only a penny on Spire. It's come back from 596. 13-cent recovery on Spire coming on. 339,000 volume on your Spire. We're up a penny on Rocket Lab. 1867 on SoFi, 2 cents away from the high of the day. It's just not going away. It's just not backing off. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to all of you around the world watching me here from Palm Desert, California. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're making some money on your SoFi. Your shares keep going higher, which means your calls are looking better. I know that a bunch of you are sitting on 1250 calls, $15 calls, 1750 calls. I know you're into $20 calls, 2250s, 25s. The stock is slowly but surely grinding higher. It had its little sell off this morning, had its little tantrum. It's all over, and now it's coming on again. Looking very good. Even this Friday's 15s are 345 to 355. Better. And we've got, let's take a look here at the January calls, because I know I told a lot of you to get into these January calls on SoFi. The 15s are now 455.65. And the 1250s are 645 to 655. The 1750s are 315 to 320. The 20s are 211 to 215. 2250s 142, 146. So there's improvement here just starting to show. 1871 on the stock. That is a new high of the day right there. 1871 up 32 cents on your SoFi, going higher with 21 million traded. We're doing a million shares like every couple of minutes. This is really picking up steam here. This stock's being gobbled up. Whoever wants out is being taken out. And I really wonder if shorters are being taken to the cleaners right now. There were probably a bunch trying to short this at $15, $16, $14 who are now eating it, now getting hit badly at $18.68 to $18.70 a share. It sure looks good, like it could go higher here from this level without really any trouble at all. The Dow is up 41.5. S&P is only up a point. NASDAQ still down 6. But SoFi is definitely leading the way higher with a real good run. The high today, 1871, is now 1869 to 70. There it is, 1870. 1 penny off the high today. We might bust through here to 75 in no time, which again sets the table for a potential shot at $19 a share today without any trouble. That is convincing a lot of folks to get in here. A very good move on this stock, and I'm pleased and delighted to see it. 1870 right now, 1 penny below the high of the day on SoFi. Giddy up, baby. Giddy up. We're up a penny on Rocket Lab. SoFi, 21.36 million. Another 360,000 just came through here. Yeah, Gregory, you're getting it. You're seeing it there, Gregory. 20,600,000. There is volume in them there hills. There is buying. There is, this stock's being picked up. It's being scooped. Yep. The Morgan Stanley people are still coming, and they're buying it up to 20 without any trouble. They'll buy it right up to 20. 1870 right now, again, just under the high of the day of 1871. Here we are, yet again. Hey, I got 6 SoFi calls, 390. Silka, IBKR is commission free, but you need to jump hoops to trade. Fenville, 13 contract SoFi, 22.5, October 15th, which I bought back in April when SoFi was 20. That was a dream. Now it is a disaster. Good time. 1867. What can I say? Let's see what happens here. This stock could go much higher, much quicker. We break through 19. We may be running our way to 20 in an hour. Like it could happen very quickly today. Do not put it past this stock. It's the real deal with Bill McNeil. Let's see. Socius, also, it sucks that we can't use EU brokers to purchase ETFs like VanEck. I would like to invest in that one. Yeah, I know it's a hassle on my end too. Got a local broker, but they're doing an okay job. And how is SoFi option chain for 15 October looking? I found it on YouTube Finance, but not sure what to make of it. I'm seeing high volume on a $20 US strike. Yeah, I don't show volumes here. I'm just showing the bid asks on these contracts in the last trades. Back to 1870 on the stock again. The 15s now for this Friday are showing 340 to 355, in the money nicely. 1873 new high, just busted right through it, just annihilated it. 1874 high trade today now. Yet again, another bunch of stock being bought up here, and they're taking out the offers. 21.7 million now. Another 100,000 went through. I've already given up on those. It'll be a October miracle if it gets over 20 before Friday. For anybody in the stream, has any of you ever gotten a personal loan using stock as collateral? Just curious what your experience was versus non-collateral. Hello, SoFi. Here we go. SoFi's 1875, another new high. 77, another new high on SoFi. 1877, taking the run for 19 now. Maybe those 20s will look a lot better. The chart showing the 20s still at 12 to 13 cents last time I saw. Let's see if I can get an update quote here. 1879 on the stock. The 20s 12, 13 trading at 13. The 1950s are 1920. The 19s are 32 to 33. The 18s are 78, 79. The 1750s 111 to 114. Stock 1877 high today 1880. Looking like it wants to go to 19 bucks. It is coming on. Volume now on SoFi 22.1 million. We're going to start moving in dimes. We're not going to be moving in pennies much longer. 1880 right now. That's the high today. We've matched it again. 1880. 1882. Another 2 pennies. Here we go, guys. We're coming on. Venville, remember, we really do learn from our mistakes. I'm trying to get a conversation going on Reddit about Spire, and it's getting interesting. Just got sent an article about the owner and his job history, like running Deutsche Bank for 3 years. 1881, high of the day, 1882. We're right at that level here. Volume now on SoFi, 22.2 million, 1882 right now. The high of the day. We're going to go for 1885 here just in a moment. We're going higher. Kids. I purchased my first SoFi option, my first option SoFi for January 2022 at 20 bucks. I'm worried about those as well, says Bama Babe. Gregory, SoFi outstanding share 794.6 million. And which subreddit Loboblast wants to know? 1885, another new high. Another new high. 1886, another one on your SoFi, kids. Going straight up now. Those 20s are 13, 14. They're a penny higher. Well, every little bit helps. 1888, another high, going for $19 a share here, straight up. Going for 19 bucks a share on your SoFi. Yeah, there is an Aspire subreddit, is there? SoFly, baby. Benville, do you think rolling further into December would cost me another $1,400 for the same 2250, but I probably let it die worthless? Zach, I posted a Aspire article in the stock markets with Bruce Facebook page group. Thank you. 1891, 1892. Another new high. Just jumped again. 1891, 92. High of the day, 93. 1893. High of the day. Volume on SoFi now, 22.8 million. Going for 23 million. Got another 50, 60 million share day going here. You get 50, 60 million share days on SoFi. You're going up $2 a day. Every day. You're just going to go higher. 1888 to 1893 is where we're jumping around at like crazy right now. 1890 looking good. Loboblast stock markets. Butta. Knee. I told you. You put the knee emojis up there, stock goes up. You just become a member, start putting up the knee emojis, you get rich. Simple. It's so easy. These other channels make it so difficult to make money. It's easy to make money here. We're up 81 on the Dow. Look at that. That's the high of the day on the Dow. We're up 6 on S&P. We're up 10 on NASDAQ. It's all going higher. The SoFi is leading the market higher. 1891 right now. Go, SoFi, go. 2030 would be a nice price today. As I was saying about an hour ago, 2030 would be a really nice price. Yeah, I'd like that. Cheers, everybody, on your sofa. Spire 607 down 3 cents. Rocket Lab holding a 3 cent gain. GameStop down $1.27. Matterport up 17 to 1972. SoFi 1882, little profit taking here. Hit a high of 1893. It could take another run at any moment, yet again. This can jump 20 cents in 30 seconds. Watch out. 1885 right now. Oh boy, are we having fun or what? The 20s are 14 to 15 cents. They're getting better. Okay. Go, SoFi, go. Sextera down 6 cents. ATIP down 16 to 338.5. IBM down $1.17. The Dow up 72. Apple down 72. Microsoft down only 15 now. Tesla up $15. That's the dealio there. Royal Caribbean up 85 cents. Goldman up 99 cents, holding a gain. And we're back to up to 1877 now on SoFi, jumping again. Or is it backing off? It's jumping around 76, 77, 78, 83. Jumping around. Wow, what a day here. There's a Facebook group. Bama, I have 40 of those in profit, but not by much. Let's see. Bama, I thought so too. I had to share. Pooksy Alex, thank God for SoFi as it's offsetting my ATIP position. Hopefully, they both would go up together one day. That would be nice. I do have a Facebook group page for traveling Stock Markets with Bruce and Traveling with Bruce if you ever want to check it out. I don't do that much on it, but I do have those two pages. You can always hang out there and talk and stuff, share articles. 1879 right now on SoFi. High of the day, 93. So 14 cents away from the high of the day. People still use Facebook, question mark? Really? They use it? 45-point gain on the Dow. S&P up 2.5. NASDAQ up 2.5. That's where we're at right there at the moment. Okay. Come on, SoFi. Let's go for $19 a share and bust through it and head for 20. Thank you. Your sure looks a lot better than 1450, doesn't it? 1870 instead of 1450. It looks better. I agree. Spire 604. Time for a run on Spire. Matterport 1968. We're up 1 penny on Rocket Lab. Just going to let it die worthless, says Auntie. Old people like us here. Oh my. 1876, now 1877 on SoFi. Looking a little better. Are we going to do another run here? We might. We just might do another run. Watching CNBC over here. The market's over here. Seeing the various levels of trading over there. We're up 42 on the Dow now, up 2 on S&P, up 3/4 of a point on NASDAQ, up 8 cents a barrel on oil. Nothing much going on there. 1877 on SoFi, about 16 cents off the high of the day so far today. It's not giving up much ground, is it? It's just not giving up much ground. Grinding pennies out is all, just pennies. And then it shoots up 10, 20 cents a shot. It'll just take another shot higher. Very good trading pattern on SoFi. Powerful volumes. We're now at 23.8 million on SoFi. So, for a stock that used to trade 2-3 million shares a day, Then was trading 4 to 5 million shares a day. And I would tell you guys that if we start breaking 10, 20 million a day, look out. Now here we are at 20 plus million in an hour and a half, 2 hours, 60 million yesterday, 1880 now. We're coming on again. This kind of buying power coming in, you cannot keep the stock down here. This is going to move the market to 25, 30 bucks a share. This kind of volume will move this market. It just evaporates any of the cheap free trading paper, loose paper available. It just evaporates it out. It's gone. And the next thing you know, you're breaking 20, 22, 24, and you're on your way. Just the way it goes. Up 2 on Rocket Lab, up 13 on Matterport. Spire still at 604, down 6 cents. Dow is up 35, S&P up 1.25, Nasdaq down 2.9 points. Yes, yes, yes. This is what we're at right here. Socials, I was thinking the same thing. There's a Facebook group. It's on Reddit page 2. Sofi versus Matterport is game on again. I got in on Facebook. When you still had to have an EDU email to join. Deleted my account for a few years ago and haven't missed it. I recommend it to everyone. Jordan just found it and applied. I think the main thing most people use is nowadays is for Messenger. AB, yeah, really funny how Facebook, when available to the public at large, required an EDU. Was intended for sharing research or finding academic jobs. Not much money into that. Here we are. I use Facebook mostly for the different groups. I thought Facebook was used for rating girls. That's what I thought was. Well, all right. Whatever. There you go. Rocket Lab 1406 up a penny. Matterport up 3 cents. Worst performers in the Dow: Caterpillar, Amgen, Johnson & Johnson, IBM, Apple, McDonald's. Best performers: Salesforce, Home Depot, United Healthcare, American Express, Nike, Goldman. They're all jumping around. They lead, then they're the worst, they're the best, they're the worst. Up and down go the markets. I don't know if the markets know what to do with themselves. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. There you go. Thumbs ups, guys. Don't go there as much as I used to. That would be Facebook. Uncle Bruce, I noticed you never mentioned stop loss orders, or are you original gangsta and diamond hand only? I need SoFi to go up. I got a call. $20 expiring Friday out of the money, big time. And yeah, yeah, stop loss orders. Yeah, I'm not. I don't talk about them very much. I really don't. These, some shares with the volatility, you got to really watch them, and you got to kind of pick your spots yourself. But I mean, stop losses can come in handy, but I'm not a huge fan of the practice, to be honest. I really am not. Let's see. A lot of people talking about Facebook right now. 1870 right now on SoFi. The Dow up 15, S&P down 6.69, Nasdaq down 11 at the moment. Rocket Lab up a penny. SoFi 1871 up 32 cents. GameStop down $1.89. Matterport down up 7 pennies. Spire 605 down a nickel is where we're at right there. Okay. Right on. 1866 on SoFi, 1864, 1866, 1865. We topped, we backed off a bit. Are we going to now do another top? Are we doing the 2 steps up, 1 step down routine? 2 up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down. That might be happening on SoFi. Oh, excuse me. Volume now on SoFi is 24.6 million. Very good day on the volume side here. Hmm. Okay. Mm. Yeah, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, cuts global growth forecast amid supply chain disruptions, pandemic pressures. Home sales are falling sharply in China. There you go. Man, oh man. Let's see here. Tesla awaits green light for production in Germany. Uh, yeah, yeah. China set is going to let power prices rise. They're going to let power prices rise in a bid to fix electricity crunch. Interesting. Interesting. Right on. Mm. Interesting headlines here and there. What about the John Gruden thing? Oh my gosh. What a mess that is. 1870, by the way, on SoFi. Looks like it's coming back a bit. Let's see. Over on the New York Times, what are they saying over there? IMF warns of inflation and slowing recovery as it lowers forecasts. In China, home buyers who went all in say they want out. Uh, wow. Oh boy. Mm. I don't know, kids. I don't know. Um, Hey, thanks for everything, Uncle Bruce. Says Daniel, I'm a resident finishing in family medicine, and all my peers can only think about working for a wage, not me. AB, everyone older I know just uses Facebook to send chain junk mail. Hotmail used to do that. Let's see. Rolled my first SoFi contract from December 20 to January 2023, 2250. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. That was so easy. There you go. I worried that SoFi is going to do this tap dance again and then do that big slide down like last time. Bruce is a boomer. Well, yeah. AB Senior, I would get really mad at my aunts for sending me prayer stuff. Fenneville Strichter seems like most of us back in April, May bought the 2050 strike expires next week. Let's see. What else is good? Uncle Bruce, should I get a loan to remodel my house even if I have the money to pay for it? Well, it depends. Can you write it off? Can you do anything like that? Is there a way to make it work financially that way? 1871.72 on SoFi. Is there a possibility of a rally here? I don't know. 605 on Spire. Let's see. Hey, Uncle Bruce, have you already spoken about Spire's credit partner closing? Spire's credit partner closing. I don't know if I talked about that. I don't think so. Uncle Bruce, how is it that Royal Caribbean is still 88.48? How does that happen? Wish I could tell you. Shouldn't, but what can I say? Anti-PC, I learn a lot about the chat from here. Learn a lot here on this chat. I am rewatching Seinfeld on Netflix and having a blast, says Mullen. Indeed, 1870 on SoFi, high of the day here, 1893. The Dow is up 20 points. S&P is up 1.3. NASDAQ is unchanged basically at this point in time, virtually unchanged. Yeah. There we have it. What is going to happen here with the SoFi and our other favorites? Watching this market trying to figure itself out. It's all over the break-even line. Up, down, up, down. Stock 1867. We're ahead 29 cents, but not ahead by a lot. 606 on Spire. ATIP still down 17 cents. Xterra down a dime. Keeping an eye on these markets here. We're up a penny, up 2 pennies on Rocket Lab now. Yeah. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I rarely comment anymore. Mr. E says, now that I'm back to work, but I'm here with you every day, lurking in the shadows, laughing a lot. I appreciate your personality, Mr. E. Thank you for that. I appreciate that you're here. And there was probably a rally on SoFi yesterday. I'm fine with it. There already was a rally, but me being down today, sure, patient today. True, the stock is not giving back any of that rally from yesterday. Really, it isn't. It had a little dip on the beginning, but it didn't last. And we've had some serious volumes now, 25.2 million traded. Stock can go higher. It's being called a $25 stock by Morgan Stanley, and they are not just giving it a passing grade. They are giving it an overweight rating. They like it. They really like the potential of the company. So, kids, you're probably looking at a bunch of Morgan Stanley people buying up this stock under $20. They'll just keep buying it and buying it and buying it until they get a big chunk of this thing. And anyone else comes into this thing, it's 21, 22, 24. Simple as that. So, anyway, 1864 right now is the price of the stock. SoFi. Go, SoFi, go. Dow is up 10, S&P up a half, NASDAQ down 4, oil down a nickel. Right there. Spire, 606 down 3 cents. That's where we're at here, guys. Okay. I'm going to wrap this one up. Folks, we've been here for 3 hours, just about. I'm going to be back on this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Time for the last hour of our trading day. Follow me for that. Let's see how we close this thing up today. Hopefully, you're richer today than yesterday. We'll follow that, see what the market wants to give us. We have a lot going on here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being subscribers, followers, members. You're awesome. Thank you. And of course, those of you who are going to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, head over there, check out the lessons. There are 10 lessons available for you. How to write, call, and put contracts, how to do aggressive call trading, call writing, also spreads. Check it out. Poor man covered calls, we talk about that too. Head on over there, check those lessons out, and let them help you make money. That's this kind of market right here. You can make some really good money writing contracts. Absolutely good. Buckle up, my goons. GameStop is dropping. Nobody cares anymore. Oh, no. Well, it's down 269. It's not the end of the world. That's what I should have said to my ex. I'm going to wrap this one up. Rest up, Uncle Bruce. We'll see you later this afternoon. Enjoy your day, Uncle Bruce. See you later, Bruce. Thank you for all you do. We'll see you later. Thanks, everybody. Fenville, we've been through a lot with GameStop. A few bucks won't phase us anymore. This is chump change. This is a nothing burger, man. Exactly right. We'll keep an eye on this market, and we'll be back this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll see you then, guys. Let's make more money. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.